say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools, power tools. We just plug them in the wall.
Well, I don't know. They're just kind of...
You got to spit on them, man.
I don't think that would do anything.
I don't think they would anyway.
You didn't lick it.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Pat.
We're just cleaning
Hi, Danny.
Pat's glasses over here.
Hi, Allison.
It's like
Hello,
looking
good
through
morning.
smoked glass.
Hello, Terry Stacy.
Hi, Boobaloo.
Hello, Stu.
With the great hair.
Hammer.
Stu doesn't have gray hair.
Here, Rolanda's here. Oh, where'd Ro go? Oh, she's not feeling great.
Oh, she's not?
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I should go take care of her.
We are
Well,
at
if
49th
find
and
some
Penn
tea,
for the Home and
hot
Garden
tea.
Show today. How about that?
That's right. 49th and Penn. We're celebrating
Nothing.
the Meridian Kessler Home Tour.
That is
Home and Garden
next
Tour.
weekend.
It's next weekend. But you know what? Next weekend, we're... Where are we?
We're in Atlanta.
Shelbyville. Oh, that's right. That's
Georgia?
Atlanta next week. No,
For the
no.
election, because it's a
Atlanta,
swing state.
Indiana. The very northern
We're
part
going to
of
stuff the
Hamilton
ballot
County.
boxes with Pat's name.
Yeah. Yeah, we wanted to go up to the swing area in Atlanta, just north of...
Be careful now. We're going to be up there and they'll shoot us.
Oh, wow. Okay, good to know.
Pat's
You didn't
mouth
put two-
precedes us wherever we go.
It's kind of funny because I've always found the people from Atlanta, Indiana, very hospitable and kind.
Small town.
Northern
Yeah.
part of Hamilton
I've
County.
never had anyone pull a gun on me, so I don't know what
Well,
you're
it's your
doing.
mouth.
Well,
You
it's
were-
your shirt.
Yeah.
Look at your shirt.
You can't wear that next
You know what?
weekend.
We had like 3 weeks of tablecloth shirts.
And now it's a Jimmy
And
Buffett.
now we're back to...
Well, this is the hottest place on the earth next to hell itself. And Allison, I even brought a fan for Allison. And even when you're
That's
gone.
very nice.
Yeah, but normally it's
You're saying
June when we're
Meridian
here.
Kessler is?
No, 49th and Penn.
Now you've
underneath
insulted
it.
those people.
No, I didn't insult
But for the
anybody.
listeners, your shirt it's a black shirt with palm leaves all over it. And the best part, parrots.
Parrots.
Yeah.
Parrots. It's my Jimmy Buffett shirt.
You should be having, you need to
It's
transition
a parrot head.
because
what?
now we're into fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to, this is summer. Very
Yeah, this
summer.
is the last
You know,
day of summer, I
transition,
believe.
But
Right.
it's still summer, sweet pea.
Today, no, I'm just saying you need
Today.
to start transitioning.
So
now
what would I go
into
to for
autumn.
fall?
You would go
Pumpkins,
with colorful,
leaves.
like the reds
Like
and the
pumpkins?
oranges and the
A shirt with apples.
browns.
I already started wearing my fall shirt.
It's always the same, Pat.
It looks like
Yeah.
a new Allison.
I don't think I've ever
shirt.
seen you except in a dark blue shirt.
Navy blue.
Well,
polo.
no, Allison, we got him that one shirt for his birthday. I've seen him in that, but that was just on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
shirt of my life.
Yeah.
This
The shirt of your
blue
life. It really
shirt.
is.
And people go, "Oh, you're wearing an Allisonville shirt today." It's like I just reach down in the hopper and I pull one out, and I have one Allisonville, and its number comes up occasionally.
It's probably kind of nice that you don't have to think about what to wear.
Yeah, that's why kids should be in uniforms.
That's what I did during school. And then in college, I didn't know
agree
how to
with that,
dress
Pat.
myself.
I think that kids should be in uniform. It gets all the competition and
Man,
the
I
cool kid
watched-
stuff out of the way.
I watch those kids from North because I go to Pilates up in Nora, and watching the kids going to North Central, it's like,
Wow.
let's put you in some, a nice polo, khaki pants.
I have to say, I will always have loved the uniforms. We did not
Yeah.
have a dress code with uniforms when I went to school, but I loved the uniforms. I think the kids, they may not love the uniforms, but listen, you don't have to think about anything.
That's right.
No.
In the morning, the night before,
The
you don't
girls
have
put
to
on the
outdo. You
plaid-
don't have to go
plaid
and have to
skirt.
buy the best of
Off you go.
everything.
Right.
And they're cute. I think the uniforms.
I do
Well,
too.
I wouldn't go that far. But
I do. I think it
when I
makes
had to wear a
the
plaid
kids-
skirt for 4
Skirts?
years, I'm okay.
Oh, but they're wearing little navy blue. Most of the ones I see now, and unless you're really little in the Catholic churches, and then they're in plaid. But then once you get out of the
We
plaid,
had
they
to
go
wear
navy
slacks.
It's
blue.
just
we weren't
yeah,
allowed
navy
to wear
blue, khaki, and a.
We couldn't wear
shirt.
blue jeans. We had to have a collared shirt.
Yeah,
and
took a while before we could have jeans too.
I can't wait to hear. Dave Wilson is here. We'll hear from Dave. Find out what they were wearing over there at the
at Space Pioneers.
Space Pioneers.
Yeah, that was Northwest High School.
If this is apple picking time, a lot of people are hitting the orchards.
Yeah.
And there's a story that popped up on Channel 13, and I just wanted to get this out here. There's a little boy, 4 years old, who is at Anderson Orchard in Mooresville,
Love
Yeah.
Anderson. Yep.
and he lost his little brown stuffed bear
Oh.
in the orchard.
They
somewhere.
still haven't found it?
And I don't know, but that the last I saw is that he couldn't find it, and they were putting the word out that this bear means everything to him, right? I mean, you all had something that you loved dearly when you were a child.
Just love this blue shirt.
Did you have the blue shirt when you were?
Yep.
When you were
You've
that
sort
age?
of grown into it.
Yeah.
Well,
No, you know what? We've had plenty of situations at the Sullivan Express at Christmas time.
right.
And
I'll bet.
Oh, yeah.
Searching,
We actually have a box for
searching
it.
through trains, searching through, to find little boo-boo because Jimmy can't go to bed without boo-boo.
Yeah.
And like going through the North Pole,
Right.
like looking, and then
Do you
There
have
would
some
be-
hero moments? Or
yeah, we've had some success, but there's 7 trains, so you have to go through all the trains and
And the pathways and the North Poles.
yep.
Well,
yeah,
and
because
some
little
people are like-
Jimmy, a lot of times little Jimmy drops that out of the train.
Uh-huh.
Well,
So-
and sometimes you're taught the rule of finders keepers, right?
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
When it comes to kids'
I don't
toys.
know.
Wow.
I mean, maybe it's something. I mean, maybe another child finds it and,
well,
says,
we-
you know
we-
what? Hey, Mama, look what I found. And she's like, yeah, that's cool. And they take it home. You don't
Well-
know. You don't know what happened.
what are you stirring the pot for?
I'm not.
Okay.
Just saying sometimes. So, I mean, if you found this little brown bear in Anderson Orchard,
You're saying
in
don't
Orangeville,
give it back.
You've got to give it back.
She's
to this
saying
Wait a minute, you were
finders
just saying
keepers.
finders
I'm saying
keepers.
I'm saying incidents. Like sometimes when you don't find it, like you at Sullivan, and you don't see it. It could have been that finders keepers. But don't you have a grandchild that steals salt shakers or something?
Yes.
Ketchup bottles.
Ketchup
bottles,
bottles.
right?
From a
Wow.
Mexican restaurant, they only have one.
Well,
Because they don't have ketchup.
That's right.
They just have Jalisco or something like that.
Yeah. My 2-year-old granddaughter, little Elle, they got home from, we were at Cholita and Broad Ripple. They all had their little backpacks, and they open up, and she has a huge bottle of ketchup.
That's probably
She
genetic.
ripped off
She got
from,
that from your side of the family.
No.
That wasn't from Beth's
My
side
of the family were merchants. We do not.
oh my gosh.
No.
Oh, you know what? You should fess up right now. Everybody's taking something,
No.
right?
I've never stolen anything in my life.
I don't
Because
think.
always
You've
saw.
been in retail all
I
your
always
life.
saw, because I always saw how much it was painful for my parents. Like somebody would steal our tools or something like that.
My brother stole some gum once at the old neighborhood market there just in Rainbow Ridge off of 16th Street. And my mom found it, and she took him back in, and he was chewing the gum, and the lady behind the counter, she goes, "Did you take my gum?" And my brother had to fess up, and I'm watching this whole thing. And she says, "That's my gum. Give it back." And she held out her hand, and Tommy had to spit the gum. Tom, I hope you're listening because I remember this. Spit the gum
Yeah, I
out in
bet
this
Tommy's
lady's hand.
really excited about this.
Yeah,
right now.
and so I watched that, and
I'm on
that
the
made
edge of
me
my
go
seat.
straight. You know that scared straight thing where they send you to prison?
We
I
need
watched
more of
my
that.
brother have to spit out the gum in front of everybody. I'm
Yeah.
not doing that stuff.
I don't know if that's equivalent, but good story, Denise.
Okay,
So,
did you
Terry, go ahead,
have you
tell us
stolen
about
something?
what you ripped off as a
I
child.
will say that I have. Let me think what it is. I mean, I know what it is. Okay. Well,
It's a car.
I have a.
It's a car.
I have
The
no.
one she's currently driving.
Yeah.
It's a bank. Was it 56
I'm
in
so
Shadeland?
ashamed.
Okay.
I'm ashamed of it, so I should just fess up.
Yeah.
But
Hall,
it was a long time. It was really a long time ago.
Hall of Fame broadcaster Terry Stacy, true confession.
Here we go.
I have a steak knife from Ruth Chris.
Wow. You even labeled the restaurant.
Oh, that's
I
great.
know it's terrible. I should take it back.
You should.
It was like when they first came, and it was the best knife I've ever seen. And they left it at the station. Dave Wilson remember.
Wait.
People used to bring us food all the time, and
Yeah.
it came. And Ruth Chris dropped off food often when they first came, and we were supposed to return everything, and I did, except that knife.
So so it wasn't that they.
You just didn't return it,
I didn't return-
which I feel
Well,
like
that's
right.
stealing.
but she didn't. They didn't.
If they.
Oh
if
my
she
gosh,
was
the jury
supposed
is
to
out.
return and everything. Oh, okay. If someone gives you. You probably don't remember this, but people used to pay with cash.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand what that means.
Yeah, I know. And somebody would give you too much money change, and I don't know the percentage.
Did you keep
but
it?
people would think, "Oh, my lucky day." It's like, no, that is stealing.
That's
That is stealing.
It's a mistake.
If someone gives you
Yeah, but
too
that's
much
a
money
mistake.
back,
But if you go over to someone's house and you leave your Tupperware there and you don't ask for it back and someone accidentally puts it in the back of their pantry, did they steal it? No, they just
Well-
forgot to return it.
No, but it's worth $1 million
Don't bring up
today
Tupperware,
because
I
they
get
filed
nervous.
bankruptcy this past week.
All right. Well,
Tupperware
I was
did?
trying to help
Yeah.
you.
Now, wait a
I
minute.
was
We
trying to
haven't
help
heard
you,
from
Terry.
Allison. Allison, what have you stolen? You look like a convict sometimes.
Thank you so
oh
much.
my gosh, Denny.
I used to occasionally take the candy out of the, when you could, they were like at grocery stores, they had clear things where you could scoop out different candies
Oh,
and
yeah.
put it in a bag and
Sure.
bring
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
occasionally
Right.
I would pop in and get a little treat.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
And then every time I would feel so
Oh,
guilty, I would
man.
cry at night.
I'm
Wow.
feeling bad for you now. I'm feeling terrible
Allison,
for
that's
myself.
just good fortune. I wouldn't. Nah.
Oh boy.
Oh, you know who's here. Wait.
Which way to the cafeteria?
Oh, look.
Turk-
Is there a cafeteria here? Help
You know
him.
what?
Somebody help him.
Meridian Kessler doesn't realize that they have a new neighbor.
We should send him over to Cafe
I've never
Patachou.
seen him pulling the
Turk.
double wide behind the truck.
Turk and Myrna.
Did they move in?
Yeah.
Talking about stuff we stole. I stole a railroad car once, and we towed it home. We did it at night so nobody'd know.
Oh, my
Very
gosh.
stupid. And we're going to make a bomb shelter out of it. But right now, we moved over here to the neighborhood and by the Meridian
Kessler.
Kessler. Meridian Kessler.
Keister neighborhood, and we're going to be living here as neighbors as one.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
just wish you guys had a restaurant here because Myrna ain't got the stove hooked up in the
Man.
train car yet, so we can't eat nothing.
If
You
you
know
had
what?
just come 6 months earlier, you could have been on the home tour, which is the Rita Kessler home
You
tour.
know, Cafe Patachou, one of Martha Hoover's places. I think this might be the original. I think
Right across the street.
it's your kind of food.
Patachou, I ain't never had no patachou. You put that on bread, Terry Lynn.
Patachou, you could wait.
How do you
I think
get
that's what
patachou?
patachou it means bread. I think in France or pastries or something, right? In French.
I'm American. I want to eat American food.
Oh, well, they'll scramble you an egg.
Yeah. You can get an egg over there. Maybe some. I love their chicken salad.
Pat knows French.
Je voudrais une bière, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah, he wants a beer.
That
See?
means surrender.
That means I want a beer.
I mean,
I
so
thought everything in France means surrender.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
oh, it's good to see Turk
boy.
Buford here.
239-9393. We are here at our Sullivan Hardware and Garden Store at 49th and Penn, and we're here a week early for the Meridian Kessler Home and Garden Tour.
Keister.
Kessler.
Kessler. And so we're going to have somebody from the neighborhood. Is it
Kathleen.
Hey,
Kathleen?
I'm here, Dad, Bernie.
You ain't in the neighborhood
He said
just yet, Turk.
Turk is trying to get on the board of Meridian Kessler. We're coming right back, 93 WIBC. Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons. Dave Wilson has stopped by our 49th and Keystone, 49th and Penn store in Meridian Kessler. As Meridian Kessler next week is celebrating the Meridian Kessler home tour. I believe it's a home and garden tour.
Yeah, it's, LD Smith Plumbing is one of the big sponsors of that, and
Really?
we're grateful for them. Yeah, but this is a big show. I mean, lots of houses, not just one or
Yep.
two.
So that'll be next week, but we're going to get you pumped up so that you're ready to go when we roll in. So we're gonna talk to Kathleen from the neighborhood. Dave Wilson has a lot of things going on. Not only is he still performing, he did not take my advice when he said, "Hey, I want to open a Christmas store in Speedway." Me and Becky, that's what we want to do. I said, "What did I say? Lay down till the feeling passes."
Right. When I was thinking about opening one-liners, comedy club, and then Wilson's Bar Restaurant. I had talked to Bob Kavoyan in the Bob and Tom show.
Yeah.
And Bob had a bar restaurant called Hard Day's Night up by Guy.
I remember that.
And it was a great place, a lot of fun, but he, his employees didn't treat him right. He got stolen from. So
Yeah,
he
sure.
told me at one point, he goes, "King, you will lose your faith in mankind if you open a bar." And and now, these years later, and of course we were open for 15 and a half years, but I still think, I often tell people, they say, "Yeah, I'd like to own a bar." I go, "Well, lay your hand on the table, and I'm going to take a hammer and I'm going to break all 5 of your fingers. And in a year and a half, 2 years, the pain will go away. But buying a bar restaurant, the pain never, the horrible memories never go away.
Yeah.
And
but 15 and a half years, you made it.
Oh yeah,
more than most.
Yeah, well, there was a variety of reasons, but number one, I just had 2 other full-time jobs.
I was going to say, number one, you were doing full-time afternoons at WIBC.
Afternoon drive on, that's a full-time
For those
job.
of you who do not remember this, it was the place down on 31 where the plane had
Main
flown
Street, in
Main Street,
Greenwood, yeah.
Greenwood, and where the plane had flown into the building.
Yeah.
And how many times did that get reported?
Oh, well, yeah. And yeah, that was that's another half an hour story. But so anyway, yeah, we were successful. We just closed. I mean, I was traveling with the IRL, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Radio Network. I was doing afternoon drive radio, then running a 10,000 square foot bar restaurant. Comedy club is a full-time job. So we we closed it. And we were having problems with the town. I don't mind saying that. But just one guy, but he's gone now. And because I'm going back to Greenwood tonight, returning to Greenwood tonight. I hope he doesn't sick the cops on me, but I don't think he has that power anymore. But yeah, so then we decided to do this. We were thinking our friend Marie Hall, whose husband drove in 2 Indianapolis 500s, the 61 and 64 race, Norm Hall. She owns a store, a black and white store on Main Street in Speedway, and she sells ladies' clothing, mostly all black.
Oh, yeah,
and white.
I've seen her on
Great lady.
Sherman on Fox 59 or something.
Nice lady. And we had heard her saying, I don't know how much longer I want to do this. Well, we spoke to her about buying that place from her. And she is going, and she has a friend, Marty Gray, who's now works for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum, who's going to take it over eventually, full time, eventually.
So it'll continue on.
It'll continue on. But she says, Main Street needs retail. And so we kicked around several ideas, which I conferred with you on. And I love Christmas. So I love working at Sullivan's in November, December. And so I'd always try to cajole you into squaring off a piece of 71st and Keystone to open a year-round Christmas store.
Right.
So, Pat, I'll come up. I'll do Christmas or, Santa on the weekends or something and stuff like that. But, valuable space, even though you got so much merchandise, right. It's not easy to do. So we came upon the idea, let's do a Christmas store because, again, when we went on our honeymoon in June, Becky and I, every place we went had a full-time Christmas store. Right. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, North Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, Richmond, Virginia, Savannah, Georgia.
Were they busy?
Yes. They were busy.
And people were buying.
People were buying. Well, they were walking around. I didn't notice what they were purchasing. But the thing is, people who used to travel and visit places would buy a spoon or a shot glass as a souvenir.
That's right. Remember the old shot glass?
Now everybody would like to have, not everybody, but a lot of folks like to have a Christmas ornament from where they visited. Okay. Speedway, Indiana, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway has hundreds of on-track days a year. Not on, just outside the Indianapolis 500, the Brickyard 400.
We got
the
this weekend.
But they've got like the Ferrari Club, the Porsche Club, the Mustang Club, the Chevrolet Camaro Club, and all these people coming in to participate or to race their cars on the road course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Then you got all the conventions downtown Indianapolis, and they usually migrate their way out to
the track.
And Main Street, we're barely a block away from the main gate. So we're hoping that folks will come over and visit during the year to get a Speedway-themed ornament.
Christmas ornament, yep.
Yeah, and then we got, some unique things, hopefully, that we've got lined up. So, I'm only 69, and I'm not working full-time anywhere else now. So I'm still doing jokes, obviously, and I'll be doing Santa Claus here and shortly. But I need something to keep my wheels spinning.
Yeah, so, I think retail is great.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it's easy, but nothing's
but
easy.
You know what? But here's what I like about your thing here. It's like it's manageable space.
Mm-hmm. It's 20,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Right.
Not, 5-acre garden center.
Right.
And it'll unique stuff.
Right.
And you have the I think key, like some of those other vacation spots, you have visitors,
Mm-hmm.
visitors that are
Oh, my
walking up,
goodness.
they're
Mhm.
looking up, they're here for the race, they're here for
Mhm.
that. They have time on their hand. They're kind of just, browsing through the stores.
Yeah, and hopefully, they've had this debacle is the best way I can describe it there at Main Street and the roundabout right across the street from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This hotel that they started building,
Oh, dear Lord.
and they lost the financing, and it is now just a rusted hole of a eyesore there. Well, they're working with this company and that company. The town's, realizes it's a black eye, and they've been working very hard at trying to rectify the situation. If they ever get a hotel put in there, that's right next door to us. We're on the first floor of the Wilshaw apartments, right on which Wilshaw stands for
Wilbur
Shaw.
Shaw.
Oh.
Yeah. The last Indiana-born driver to win the 500, he won in 37, 39, and 40.
40.
He was the second three-time winner.
Yeah.
So, and he was almost winning. Yeah, well, that's a long story. I'll go off. Okay. So anyhow, he almost won his third in a row in 40 or 41. But so that location and the fact that we both enjoyed doing it, and it's something we can do together. And Becky,
You're talking about Becky. You're not talking about me and you, right?
no, no.
Okay.
Me and you have a different course of action. But Becky has is everything she touches. I don't want to jinx her, but just turns to gold. She's just a talented, inspirational young lady, and I'm so lucky to be married to her.
Have you had any feelings of feel like you're turning to gold yet?
No, not yet. I'm not gold.
So she hadn't worked on you yet.
No, yeah,
She hadn't
right.
given you.
I'm still a project in the works. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think this place is going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of great ideas, a lot of fun, and we're going to make T-shirts that we can talk about later. That'll be Santa. We have some Santa T-shirts, but I got T-shirts in mind for just Indy 500 fans.
Oh.
That will be. You have to be an Indy 500 nerd, I think. Of course, that's a great idea, isn't it, Pat? I mean, you can console me or counsel me on this. You find a niche, and you get as thin a niche as possible.
Yeah.
You don't want to do something that a wide array of people might enjoy. You want just maybe a couple hundred.
Yeah, you want some obscure thing.
Some obscure thing that 99% of the public is going to look at that shirt and go, what? What's that mean?
Yeah.
But then that 1% are going, I got to have that.
Dave, how can people follow the progress? Are you on Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah, well, on Santa's Pit Stop Christmas Shop, we're on Facebook. We have a website, santaspitstop.net. santaspitstop.net. And so you can follow along the progress there.
This is really cool, Dave.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
There's been a lot of shops in Speedway, but nothing like this.
No, and year round, so we're not going to.
I mean, we have a lingerie shop that used to have one down on Main and Lyndhurst.
Yeah.
But
this is different than that.
Santa's lingerie shop,
Yeah. And we're right next to an ice cream store.
Now I know exactly where you are.
Yeah, we're
now
right next to the ice cream store.
I know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
No. So we are really.
I'm going to tell you right now, Dave.
Yeah.
I don't want to see, and I know you'll be tempted.
Yeah.
Don't put the sign on the door that says no food or drink.
Right. Really?
Let them come in with their ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
They spill it, they spill it.
Right.
But they're shopping in your store.
Exactly.
People do that all the time.
Advice.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
No food or drink.
Are you kidding me? We're putting a window in between our store and the ice cream store. Yeah.
Does the ice cream store know yet?
No, they don't. Okay. Santa can just sit behind the counter going, I need a double shot of double man, or something like that. That wasn't my Santa voice. Sorry.
No,
but
that was your Turk voice.
That was Turk. Turk's our number one elf. I don't know. We had to hire him. We don't understand. I don't know if that's going to help or hurt, but
okay.
He brings personality.
All right. We're at 49th and Penn. We are talking about the Meridian Kessler home tour, which is next weekend. Our number 239-9393 will come back and we'll take some calls and then we'll be done. Then we're going to be playing. We're going to be playing the same thing we play the night before the 500. It's called the the race
Fantasy 500.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be playing.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so we'll wrap up here in about, I don't know. I think I have another 8 minutes in me, so probably by
okay, good.
Probably 9:45. Then we'll see you next.
Knee hurts again.
What?
Your knee hurts again.
Everything hurts, Denny.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Everything.
You've been looking at your accounts receivable too.
No, luckily we don't have that anymore.
Well, it's accounts payable. Sorry.
Accounts payable.
We need a break.
Yeah, we do. 239-9393. Coming right back. 93 WIBC.
There's just some classic artists that just always make me smile. Zach Brown is one of those. And he's got a new one called An Umbrella, Two Blue Chairs, and You. If you have not heard that, you got to dial into Zach Brown. He's a keeper. Hey, it's the Home and Garden Show. We're at 49th and Penn. We're here to get you all ready for the Kessler Home Tour that's coming, Meridian Kessler Home Tour that's next week. Turk Buford has brought his double wide up. I've never seen a double wide behind.
It's an old train car, and it's better. The walls is thicker than they are in a mobile home.
I guess so.
So that's good. It does make it harder to hang pictures.
The show is brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation. God bless them. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. 844-FIX-INDY. Allison, we had a discussion about uniforms in school, and we've got a caller that's got a story about him. Can you pop him up there? I think it's Randy.
Yeah. Hey, Randy.
The show
Randy?
calling. Hello?
Yes, sir. You're live now. Here we go.
We got you now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, fan of the show calling. And I graduated Lawrence Central High School back in 1972. And they had a pretty strict dress code. Girls had to wear dresses, and no boy could have hair on their collar or anything. But anyway, they had a big walkout in 1971. The whole
Did they really?
school,
Yeah.
but seriously.
That's cool.
And they changed the dress code a little. Girls could wear slacks, but I just hadn't thought about that in all these years, and just thought I'd mention it. It was a pretty
Randy, I
big
can
deal in
still
Lawrence back at the time.
You part of the protest?
Randy,
Yeah,
I can still
was
remember.
There, I was a sophomore, but
I remember that girls had to go down to the dean of girls, and if they thought their skirts were too short, they had to kneel on the ground, and they were allowed 6 inches from the knee to the bottom of their skirt. And I remember girls getting sent home, and I'm thinking, wow, have things changed? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but you know what?
That was just-
I've also watched it in the work life too, because when I started working many years ago, there was an obvious dress code.
Right.
I mean, you still wore suits, pantyhose, high heels, and then I watched as then it started with casual Fridays, and then it just blossomed into wear whatever you want.
Right.
Well,
when Roger Penske bought the Speedway, things changed.
They did change.
Did they change?
Oh yeah.
Well, when we had one of our race chasers, which is a group of race fans that gets together once a month and has guests and stuff, we had one of the attorneys from Minneapolis Motor Speedway on, and he said that if he was coming in, he likes to ride his motorcycle, and he goes, if I had a day at work where I wasn't going to see any customers or any clients or have any visitors, I'd just wear a shirt and blue jeans and ride my motorcycle in. Well, now, no more of that. Everybody, it's suit and tie. And all the ladies have a dress code, all the women in there, and no personal artifacts on your desk.
really?
Yeah, like you might have a picture of your mom and dad or your kids or
Sure.
a vacation you took somewhere.
That's a little too sterile for me, Dave.
It's a strict,
Business
Are
owned.
you making this up?
Nope. No, I'll raise my hand when I'm making stuff up.
Hey, not to change the subject too much, but tomorrow is Doug Bowles' birthday.
Thank you,
good for
Randy.
him.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks, Randy, for the call. You're right. Thank you. Doug Bowles' birthday tomorrow. Let's
think
play.
so.
Guess how old is he?
Oh man, don't be doing that to a man. That's as bad as doing it to a woman.
I think he's 37.
I was
be.
shocked when Dave told me he was 69.
Yeah.
I guessed him in his mid 60s, but I should know better.
But Doug's dad's a member of the Old Timers. I'm a member of the Annapolis 500 Old
Yeah.
Timers, and he's on the board as I am. He was a long time worked in the flagman stand and a whole lot of places. So his dad and of course Doug instrumental in such a great face.
Oh, man.
And then there's another
Best.
dress code guy because he, immediately when he took over as president in 2013, started wearing a suit and tie because Wilbur Shaw wore a suit and tie. when he was president of the Speedway, and all the the founders, all the guys before that had worn suit and ties because that was the norm.
And he wears it in 90-degree weather.
Right.
I would hate to have his dry cleaning bill.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
But but we'll go back. My grandpa told me about taking my grandmother to the 1925 Indy 500, and they were dressed to the nines.
Yeah, you see pictures of that. The gloves
They
and
sat in the
hats,
infield,
big hats.
in the first turn, put a blanket down, and had a parasol and a picnic lunch,
Aw.
and watched the 1925 Indy 500.
Dave the King Wilson joins us. He is soon to be opening a store in Speedway, which we're delighted for him. But he's also a historian of sorts of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Grew up around it. Remember during the month of May, we would do everything to get down to the track.
Oh my goodness! I grew up at 30th and Georgetown on a Lane Street, but right in that neck of the woods. And you always knew it was the 1st of May because number one, they started running at the track, and the Goodyear blimp would fly over almost the whole month. Over the track, and this, of course, goes back to the 60s.
Could you hear it could you hear the engines at the house? We could hear them in high school.
Well, and here's the deal. I went to PS school, Indianapolis Public School 79 on 34th Street. Of course, no air conditioning back then. And so you had your windows open. So springtime comes. Of course, you got you're chomping at the bit anyway. You're a youngster. It's springtime. You're wanting to get out. You're getting going. You're trying to learn your goes-indas, 2 goes into 6, goes-indas, as Jethro called them. And but then through the windows, you hear the Indy cars. Right?
Oh, you hear the Offenhausers.
And I could tell.
They open those things up, and it sounds like they're a lawnmower in your garage.
And by the mid-'60s, I could tell the difference between a Ford and an Offie. I'm thinking I hear that. And I go, oh, man, that was probably Foyt in his office. His roadster. And then I hear, oh, man, that was probably Clark in his rear engine.
Jimmy Clark, yeah.
Jimmy Clark.
That's cool.
So, but, I mean, you're just sitting there and you're just chomping. The teacher goes, Mr. Wilson, what? I can almost hear Carnegie. Shut up.
All right, well,
so
we're
cool.
gonna take a quick break here. You're listening to the Home and Garden Show. If you got something for us, give us a call, 317-239-9393. We're gonna go dig Pat out of the bathroom.
Man, I'll go get him, don't you?
You go get him. You
we
wear a
gotta talk
gas
to that
mask,
lady
though.
from the moron Keister.
No, Meridian Kessler.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna get worse in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
Don't you worry, I'll
don't
handle
scare
this
her.
interview.
She's probably scared to death
I'll
anyway.
handle this interview with Kitty Cat.
It's the Home and Garden Show right here on 93 WIBC.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons. Dave Wilson is here. Since I've come back from my cruise, my stomach's been, I think I got something from Greece. I'd like to talk to Big George about it.
You need to talk to George.
But I read somewhere online that cheese and peanut butter crackers, the orange ones, because that's the natural color of crackers.
Right.
That's good for your stomach. So that's what I'm kind of.
It says eat the orange crackers with the peanut butter in them, and that's supposed to help you.
But people don't realize that what they're doing is they're bleaching, they're coloring the crackers because the actual real color of a cracker is orange.
So they turn them white.
And they're turning white to make them more palatable.
They use orange juice.
Yeah.
Orange juice.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, that vitamin C
But if you want
crackers.
like natural,
you get the peanut butter crackers.
You get the orange crackers because that's the real color.
I eat them every day.
Orange crackers?
Total fat,
Love
12%. Saturated fat, 10%. Cholesterol, 0. There's no cholesterol in those crackers,
Well,
Pat.
see, there you go. It's like a health food.
19% of your daily sodium diet.
Peg joins us on the program. Hi, Peg.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
It's your turn to talk.
Oh, it's my turn to talk. Okay. Hey, I been listening to the show like I do every Saturday and heard about Dave Wilson's new Santa's Pit Stop shop up on Main.
Yeah.
I live in Speedway, lived here 31 years. I'm retired. My background is in small business, merchandising, display.
Are you looking for a job?
I'm looking for a job. And you know what?
Oh, wow.
He doesn't even have to pay me if he doesn't want to. That's how good I am.
So, okay, well.
Did you hear that, Pat?
Yeah, so Dave, I know you're kind of new to this, so let me just ask a few questions here.
Uh-oh.
So,
Have you ever been arrested for theft, deception, or fraud?
No,
wasn't the
sir, I
question.
have not.
All right.
we always
you know
start with
what?
how
I need to
much
tell
do you
you
drink
this.
at work?
You know what? I don't do that either unless I am told to do so.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, that's something.
I
So,
don't want you to think I'm not, partaking
No.
if
I know. I understand. I understand.
cool.
So,
It would be such a fun place to work. You would
Oh,
think.
I
It would
know,
be.
and you know
Yeah,
what else
right?
You get
I
to sit on
love?
Santa's lap.
okay,
Yeah.
Peg,
I don't know about that, but
Peg,
he's
I wanna- I'm
recently
gonna-
married, so
we're gonna do a little. We're gonna do a little situational thing here. So I'll be the customer, and then you'll
Okay.
be the clerk, and you respond to it. I walk in the store, and this is
Yeah.
the first thing out of my mouth. Christmas already?
Oh, I know, but it's such a joyful time. I mean, everyone loves Christmas.
Can't you just
It's
wait
because
for
we're doing
Thanksgiving,
it.
for God's sakes?
I know,
Yeah.
and you know what? I used to get that all the time when I ran stores, and it's just our way of spreading cheer 12 months out of a year.
Peg, I
And
think you
I'm-
got it.
It's just like you pave right over Thanksgiving. And you know what I always say to them? I always say, why don't you hum your favorite Thanksgiving song?
Right.
Yeah, there isn't any. We're moving on to
You know
Christmas.
what? I appreciate, like, this year, there's only like 4 weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I appreciate that short turnaround
The
time where
retailers
you
do
can
not. Wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Peg, send me go to the website santaspitstop.net and send us a message, please.
Okay. Well, I did go to it, but I can't find where I can send a message. Where is it?
okay. So so not good computer skills.
I tell you what, Peg,
Okay.
send it to me,
That's
Denny
okay.
at WIBC.com.
That's
Denny
okay.
at WIBC.com. I'll
He'll
get it. I'll
to
get
us.
it, Dave.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, Peg.
There's a lot. You know what, Dave? When you have a fun business, people want to work for you.
That's cool. Well, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a lot of work, but
Okay, you're going to have to promote. Can you hang on over the
sure,
top?
I'll promote my show tonight. Later.
Yes, there you go. All right. Hour number 1 wasn't our best, but wasn't our worst. Hour number
right.
2 is coming up.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys. That really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools, power tools.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Today, we are here at 49th and Penn, and I want to compliment my staff here. I mean, Fred, who is the mayor of Meridian Kessler, does such a tremendous job. He spent the first 60 years of his life at Hammaker's across Caddy Corner over there.
What, he can't get out of the neighborhood. He came over here.
I know, and we are so thrilled to have him. The store looks fabulous. So it is a great hardware store and garden center.
It
And you
fits
can
this
s-
neighborhood, you know. I mean, this
It
is such a historic, beautiful. We talk about how kind of it's quiet and it's peaceful in this neighborhood, and it's been this way for a long, long time. And it's just got such a great history.
Yeah, I mean,
and the
we're-
store fits in this
We're
neighborhood.
plugged in. I mean, we have a home, beautiful homes on each side of us.
Yeah.
Like we all kind of live together.
Yeah, everybody's eating and walking and having some food, and I mean, it's such a pleasant morning.
Very cool. Kathleen Graham, is it Kathleen Barry Graham?
Kathleen Barry Graham.
Joins us on the program, and she is this year's the executive director of this year's. I'm just making stuff up. Meridian Kessler Home Tour. Is that right? What is your
No,
title?
I don't even get that title.
Okay.
We have
She
we have a chair
She's
for
deeply
the home tour.
involved.
You're the great Wazubi. You're the great Wazubi of the tour.
She's the head cheese, the big cheese.
I'm the executive
The head
director
honcho.
of the organization,
The head honcho.
and I do have a home tour chair
Oh.
who has been instrumental
Worthless,
this year.
not
No,
here.
no. She has been instrumental this year.
She have a name?
Katie Crafton.
Katie.
Katie Crafton. She just
I went to school with her.
lives,
Wouldn't surprise
less than a mile from here.
Oh, really?
On that dreamy block of 44th in between
Oh, yeah.
Penn and Washington Boulevard. It's like a movie scene.
It is.
Yeah.
How many houses are on the tour this year?
If you count both parts of the tour, we have 2 that are on Friday night. It's called our Twilight Tour. And that's typically an evening where a lot of the people who do live in this neighborhood, they gather. It's a
That's
kind
for
of,
the locals.
it is sort of for the
Yeah.
for the locals. It's like the one time a year that you get to see so many of the neighbors that you might not have seen since the year before.
Right.
Those two homes are in the 4200 block of Washington Boulevard.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
They're
You-
both spectacular. They are both titled as a Tudor, but they're very different. They're both
That's the
very
Nelson
different.
home and the MK home.
No, that is the Colby home. That should be on pages 8 and 9.
She's given us a home tour book, which you will get.
The Colby home
The
and
Colby?
the Rochford home.
Yes.
One's at 41.
I see that. I'm sorry about Denny. He obviously has not done his pre-show work.
Yeah.
I didn't see those names on the. She said 8 and 9, and I was on page 9.
It's 6 and 7.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's all right.
You know,
I was
should-
I was
I should
doing what
know
I was
that.
told. I'm a
Kathleen-
good.
There you go.
Thanks,
Kathleen
Rita.
has people.
No,
Yeah,
I
people.
don't.
You know, how did you pick these homes?
Well, that's a process every year, and
Yeah.
we are always looking for homes.
Is it pretty easy for people to say, okay, yeah, I'll be a part of it?
No, not easy at all.
You know
I mean-
what?
I mean,
Actually,
think about
those
this.
are the homes you don't want.
Oh, yeah.
No, think about this. If somebody came to you, even 6 months in
Oh, yeah.
advance, and said, "Hey,
We're gonna put you
we'd
on a
really
tour."
like for your house to be on tour," what would you do? I mean, immediately
would
you
be
throw
awful.
your hands up and say, "No way,
Yeah.
no way."
Yeah, we're just gonna have a bunch of people, strangers,
Yeah.
running through your bedroom and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Huh? Good. All right. Good. Well,
So the
it's a-
backstory on those two homes, Denny, is that the 4163 on page 6 is Nick and Kelly Colby's home. Nick was president of the Meridian Kessler Neighborhood Association for probably 8 years. I'm sure he might say it felt like.
He should know better than to
88.
put his house on the tour.
And he had been at a previous address. He'd been on tour before, but they did a fabulous renovation of a home that's on the east side of Washington Boulevard, and it's incredible. I just can't even tell you how incredible it is. So
That was that. So that was for the first evening, the Twilight tour.
that will be on the Friday only. But then across the street at 4224, there was a home that had kind of got into some disrepair from lack of attention for so many years, and a young
It
couple.
was used as a rave, which they
Pat,
don't have a.
Pat.
They don't have a lot of them here in Meridian Kessler, but
I
when they do,
on occasion.
they're
On occasion.
yeah.
Those new homeowners bought it, I believe, in 2020. You could probably check my stat in that book.
Built in 1925.
You're on the wrong
Yeah.
page again. It's on page 9.
She pointed this out. This beautiful blue-eyed woman comes in here, and all you do is insult me. Golly, Pat.
And how is that different than any other time?
It's a good point. Welcome. That means you're part of the family,
so
girl.
the Friday night deal, 2 homes. Do you still pitch the big tent in the middle of the street? Shut the road down? Have a band?
Honestly, we do
No,
not do
we don't
that
want
big
honest.
tent anymore. I mean, here's why.
Okay.
The insurance to have a tent like that anymore is
Yeah.
crazy after the state fair incident a
I
few
know.
years
Oh,
ago.
boy.
So really this year we're doing a little bit different. We have blocked the street off only really in between those
Okay.
2 homes. We will have a fleet of 10 by 10 tents.
Okay.
And we have 9 different food or beverage providers, all from either right around here in Meridian Kessler or some of your favorites like Harry and Izzy's, Amelia's Bakery, a couple of beer and wine distributors, of course.
Great.
Do you realize these houses are almost 100 years old?
Almost all of the homes on our tour are
That's
100 years old. Well,
1925, built in 1925. It's just incredible.
You know,
It's before 38th Street was really 38th Street.
And I have
Right.
It
this.
was Maple
It was
Street,
Maple
right?
Road.
Maple Road.
Maple Road.
I have this theory too, Den, that the reason that they call it the historic Meridian Kessler
Here we go.
neighborhood.
Because of the age of the
Just a
homes.
minute. I'm lifting
Yes.
my
Yeah.
feet
Now,
up.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
know-
It'll
Right.
flow right
I don't know
past
if that's
me, Pat.
true or not, but that's what
I
I've
think it is
always
true.
thought. So back to this Friday night.
Yeah,
So the ticket costs
$100.
$100. So does that include food and
It does.
beverages? Oh,
Where does the
does.
money
That's a
go?
deal.
Does it go to what?
it goes right to Kathleen's bank
No,
account.
it does.
We are really, really happy that last year, the tour kind of went away in 2020. And then we had to get back on our feet in 21. And in 22, our numbers started to go up again. So that's when we started to look at the grant program that we had funded for years. It's called the Vi Walker Community Grant Program. Bywalker used to have a shop,
Yeah.
I believe at 52nd and College, kind of right around the corner from the Red Key. And she was just a big promoter for the community.
Yes, she was.
So we started a grant program, schools, churches, nonprofits. A couple years ago, we did the kitchen for IFD Fire Station 31 at 40. We
Oh, that's
went in and
awesome.
redid their kitchen.
But that's something you don't
This
think
makes
of.
me
I
smile
think
the
that's
way they're
great.
doing
That
this.
is really cool. I've not heard people, organizations do that.
Well, one of the small ones we did not too long ago was there was an Eagle Scout who needed to finish his project, and he didn't know what to do. He's very involved at St. Joan of Arc. He came to me. He knows that I work as a volunteer at the community garden for St. Joan of Arc, and we are always desperate for help there. So I took him to the garden. I showed him the crumbling patio that had been there for who knows. And I said, we would love to have something that's a little nicer. So he took that whole project. He got funding. He got a landscaper. And he did a lot of the actual physical labor.
Wow.
And we replaced the patio there. Now, it sounds like it's just for gardeners, but truly that space serves as a little pocket park for Meridian Kessler.
Is that where
It's
the
tiny?
like the bus garage was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's where we used to play when I went to St. Joan of Arc.
Yes. Well, and
It's where the bad kids went over on that side.
I didn't know you went to St.
That's where
Joan
I
of
was.
Arc when you were a
Yeah.
child.
Mhm.
I love that church. It's all been
My wife
renovated
Beth
too. right? I mean,
graduated
that's old
from
as
St.
time.
Joan of Arc. Yeah.
Beautiful. But what a great
the true
project.
backstory that I have heard is that the boys' playground was on that chunk, and that the girls'
Oh, two
playground-
separate
They
playgrounds.
separated.
That's
Yeah.
what I have heard.
Yeah.
Probably.
Anyway, that space now really serves. A few years ago, we reconfigured some giant stones and turned it into kind of a play area for the preschool and for the community. And I must say thank you to you, because for several years in a row, you've donated the sand
Oh.
that fills that.
Were they the broken
sand
bags
box.
or was it real sand?
Fred usually gives me a good deal on the broken bags.
Denny,
I'm just
don't
saying.
interrupt the lady.
I
She's
will say this,
complimenting
that
us.
anybody who takes on a house like this it's got to be a labor of love, because the electrical,
What
we're
are we
3
talking
and 4
about now? What house?
all it,
We're over at the
these
playground.
100-year historic homes.
Oh.
If somebody wants
Oh.
to do this, the plumbing has modernized 3 different generations. The electrical used to be knob and tube, and these people must be committed to really restoring these to the original glory that they
Is
they
that the
should be.
mission? They're restoring. Wait, if you open up your house, do you go in and you fix things and you get ready? Is the homeowner responsible for that on the
For
tour?
this tour?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
This is
yeah,
all
yeah.
homeowner. You're the only
Denny,
one.
I'm so sorry. I'm confused by Denny's story. I apologize.
I know. I'm still over at my childhood over at St. Joan of Arc. But the decorator show home is the only one that where
Oh,
decorators go
okay.
in. This is a Meridian Kessler home tour.
Right.
So the homeowners present the
Everything that's happened, everything we see, the homeowner did.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Kathleen,
Got
my
it.
role here on the show is pincushion. Okay, so just enjoy the entertainment is all I can
Well,
say.
my neck hurts from a whiplash right now.
I'm tired of hearing about your
Okay.
baby time.
So anyway, we got through Friday night, and that is the Twilight Tour. 2 homes.
That's 2 homes.
It's $100. It includes you come out and see the neighbors. You have some food and drink and enjoy.
We have live music.
And the weather looks fabulous.
Well, you can trust that I've been watching it
Yes.
for weeks.
Yeah, it has been miserable.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday and Sunday, or just Saturday?
It's both Saturday and
Sunday. I'm going back to what it was, making sure it hadn't changed. There's going to be 6 homes.
Correct.
Okay, she didn't correct me. So there must be 6 homes.
She only corrects me.
And
Do you want me to show
safe.
you what pages?
Yeah.
No,
And
don't
so
worry about
you
it.
can go to.
It's not 8 and 9.
You get your passport at any of the 6 homes,
Clearly marked.
clearly
right?
marked, and then you can visit those over 2 days if you'd like. Maybe 3 on one day, and you go to a nice eatery in the neighborhood, and then you come back Sunday, and then you do the other 3. The one thing that Kathleen will say, and I say it as well, if you find yourself in a home and
This
there's
is hilarious.
like a sleeping teenager, you're in a wrong home. That's not one of the show
He
homes.
uses that joke every year, and
I
this
love
is
it.
our sixth or seventh year
favorite.
with this.
It still look makes Dave Wilson laugh.
But
That's always most
I don't
important
know.
right
This
there.
year we have been very, very fortunate in that a parent who kind of works with the service hour program at Chittard
Okay.
lined up for us. You know, we're always desperate for docents in our house, and we could never do this tour without their hands, their help, our volunteers, our docents, our sponsors.
The hell's a docent?
It's somebody
That's the
keeps
person
you
that
from
hangs out?
stealing stuff, Pat.
That's a
No, they show you around the home.
oh,
You know,
the tour guide.
Yes, the
Okay.
tour guide, and they share some historical fact about the
docent.
homes.
Did anybody know that?
docent.
yes,
You knew that?
knucklehead.
We could sign you up and put you in a house. I
Oh,
still
you
need- I still
don't
need
do
a couple
that,
more.
not unless
Yeah.
you got big crayons.
But
Okay.
this year, this Chittard parent actually connected us to the cheerleaders at Chittard who need some service hours.
Okay, great.
And so we've never had anything like that. You know, I don't have time to go vet a lot of high school students who could be sleeping in a home.
Sure.
But these girls have promised that they will wear their spirit wear and that they will welcome people
Oh, they'll
to
be
the,
great.
Yeah, they will be
They'll
awesome.
be great.
So if it's a way that we can tie old homes, the love of the architecture and the character, and that young kids continue to come to this neighborhood and live in this neighborhood, it's a win-win.
Yeah. And those kids, and please, Cathedral people, don't taunt the Chittard kids that are doing, your tour guide over the football score. That's just not.
Pat, not
that's
everybody's like you. Some people are very welcoming to different tribes. Okay.
We run in different circles, Den. All right, Kathleen, what have we missed? What else do you want to talk about?
As I mentioned, we could not do this without our sponsors. And right around the corner from where we're sitting is one of our street banners, and it gives some love to our three top sponsors, who are Ferguson, I think their real title, Kitchen, Bath, and Gallery, or Lighting Gallery.
Yeah.
Good Living Indy, which is a local realtor.
And I'm standing up and saluting because the plumbers have stepped up. LD Smith Plumbing. God bless them.
There we go. There are three presenting sponsors this year. I believe we have 19 total for our day tour, which is incredible. Great support this year. And then in addition to that, the people who are our food and beverage providers at the Friday Twilight Tour, most of them have done this gratis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's just a big way to support the neighborhood.
So you have a beautiful weekend coming. So it'd be a great time to come down to the historic Meridian Kessler neighborhood where homes can be 100 plus years old.
Or 99.
I'm just messing with that.
I know you are.
So, so Friday night, and then what's the home tour? The Saturday and Sunday. What does that cost? $30, $40?
$30.
30.
It's from 11.
I am on my game.
It's from 11 to 5 both days. You
Okay.
can, as you mentioned, split up your days. For years, I used to go with a couple of my girlfriends, and we would ride bikes, and we'd say, okay, let's do these three on Saturday. And then we'd reconnect and do these three.
Yeah, I think
Sunday.
3, lunch in the neighborhood, and come back, maybe do brunch in the neighborhood, and then do the other 3.
That's exactly what we like. We do have one new thing that's happening this year. A friend of mine from Fort Wayne who runs a similar tour attended our tour last year, and she gave me feedback afterward, and she had some valid points. One of which was, how can you not offer your guest someplace for your hospitality station, as in a bathroom?
Yeah.
So we have partnered with the Indianapolis Opera this year. You don't get to go in the opera, but
Just
we
get
will
to go in the bushes?
We will have. You can do that too.
Oh.
We have one of those fancy
Oh,
posh
the good
trailers.
ones, yeah.
Yeah, so they have real water.
Okay. And
Lights.
we have a bathroom here at 49th and Penny.
What
Can
don't
pop
Fred
in.
tells me not to say that.
Really?
Yes.
Well, Fred's on charges.
Yeah, you got to realize Pat's always in charge.
Yeah.
You can read.
All right.
Pat's only boss is the clock,
So-
and he's already cheated the clock. So,
Kathleen, the tears that you hear in your headset is our board op back on Monument Circle crying because we're way over.
Gotcha.
But thank you very much for spending some time.
Thank
we'll
you.
continue to promote this, and then hopefully next year we'll actually be here on the weekend.
Thank you, because when we talk about those 100-year-old homes, where do they have to come for all the things that they need to?
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, along with Danny Smith. Dave Wilson is here. Terry Stason. Is it Stacy?
Right.
Yeah, Stacy.
That's all right. Yeah.
Allison Lemons. Stu is our field engineer. Hammer's kid is
Hey,
over at the
show a little
promotions
respect.
table.
It's Chris. He's his own man.
Like Hammer's kid to me. Still.
Right. Still in the shadow.
He's proud.
Still in the shadow.
He is very proud
He's
of
his
his
own
father.
man.
He should be.
And I got to just quickly, I got a show tonight, 2 big shows down in Greenwood with Mike Armstrong, everybody's favorite ex-cop. It's at On Stage Live Cabaret. It's a great little place, a little theater in Greenwood, right on Main Street, just just west of Emerson Avenue.
Okay.
Show at 7 and 9 o'clock. Come on down. We got tickets available at the door, and it'll be a lot of fun. 2
Is
shows,
this
7 and 9.
Is this a regular comedy thing, or is it?
No, they do stage
theater,
shows.
okay.
They have high school kids. I mean, it's a great part of the community.
Okay.
They do all kinds of plays and different things, and they have high school kids and then all kinds of amateur theater people. But it's great to do comedy on occasion, and we get to be a part of it tonight. Mike Armstrong and I.
How's Mike doing?
Mike's doing good.
Is he?
Living down in Richmond, Kentucky
Yeah.
with his beautiful wife.
I always think of some of the stuff is back from when he was a police officer
Yes.
for Louisville.
Yeah.
And some of the things, and you find yourself repeating some of those stories.
There was a fender bender car accident one time when he was on duty there in Louisville, and it was right the street bordered a cemetery. And he got there and he goes, unit blah, blah, blah on the scene. There's dead people everywhere, dead people everywhere. Of course, the police showed up and he got suspended for that. Another time he's driving down the street in an apartment complex and he sees this guy laying in a yard, just laying there. And he goes, that stupid drunk idiot. So he parks his car, gets out, and grabs the guy, stands him up, walks him over to his police car and leans him across the hood of the police car. And this lady goes up, says, "Officer, you might want to be careful. He just jumped from the 3rd floor." Oops. But my favorite line of his is he would play the hillbilly cop being down in Louisville, and he'd see somebody with out-of-state plates, and he'd pull them over, and he'd come up and do the big, drunk sheriff, and he'd be looking at their license and say, "Where are you from, boy?" "Pittsburgh." "Well, why do your plates say Pennsylvania?" Anyway, Mike and I had be a lot of fun. So
that's tonight in Greenwood. What's the name of the theater again?
It's On Stage Live Cabaret, and it's in a little strip mall just west of Emerson on Main Street, back in the corner.
All right.
And great people, a lot of fun, and it's a great little venue.
All right, we got regular Jeff joining us on the program.
Beautiful.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Pat. Good morning, Denny, Allison, Terry, Dave.
Don't
not in
forget
that
Roe.
order.
Roe's in promotions, and Pat left her out. Go ahead, Jeff.
That's right. I didn't see her.
Hey, you guys have heard this story, but I wanted to let Dave know since he was affiliated with the track. Dave, I got to tell you a story. 1977, it's my first time I get to drive my 57 Chevy to the race. AJ Foyt won that year. So we're coming in the 16th Street gate, and I'm telling all my buddies how my grandpa used to brag about, I've never paid for a ticket in my life to the race. He'd go out and buy newspapers and stand outside the fence. But by the time he was done selling them, he was inside the fence, right? So he was sneaky. So the lady, the yellow shirt, we'll call her, she was taking my tickets. She overheard the story. She said, "Hey, that was your grandfather?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, you might let him know. I've been working here 40 years. He never got away with anything. We just kind of liked what he was doing, and we let him go." And
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. That track is so many great stories, so many great memories, and it's such a big part of people around the world's lives.
Yeah. Everybody has a little. You know what?
Yeah.
When we sold papers,
right.
I still think of they would load all these kids up on an open stake bed truck,
right?
Haul them over to the
track.
Yeah. Think about that. Wouldn't go today.
Yes. One of my favorite stories. Again, I grew up at 30th and Georgetown, and there's the big Coke lot there. And for years, when I was really young, it was a cornfield. The farmers still grew corn there. And then after he quit doing that, we would go over there and make a baseball diamond in there with hose and shovels and things like that. And one day we're in there working, we're hoeing on our base paths and stuff like that. And I look up and here's this black Lincoln sitting on 30th Street with this guy standing out there just watching us. And I got to looking at him and I go, "That's Tony Holman." So I ran over there. I go, "Hello, Mr. Holman." He goes, "What are you boys doing?" I said, "Well, we're just building a baseball field." He goes, "Oh, okay. Well, don't get hurt."
Wow.
Can you imagine when the litigious
society,
Sedated day that where somebody would let you do that?
Yeah.
What a great man Tony was. And
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to speak to Tony George at length one time about his grandfather. And what an amazing man who really saved the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 1945.
Sure did.
Eddie Rickenbacker, is that who he bought it from?
No, he bought it from Eddie Rickenbacker, who had bought it from the 4 founding members.
Yeah.
And it had sat dormant through World War II. There was a guy who used to come in the Legion there, post 500, and who was he was hired. He used to work at the golf course, and they hired him for 25 cents an hour, he and a bunch of other boys, to take sickles around the track when Tony bought it in 45 and cut down the weeds that were growing up through the cracks.
Oh,
of the
no
bricks.
kidding.
Wow.
But he's got great stories in that regard.
There you go. All right, Dave, it is always great to see you.
Great to see you guys.
Are you out of here? You hang?
No, I'll hang.
Okay.
I'll
All
hang.
right. We got to talk to George Faber. Hey, George from Faber B Window. How are you, George?
I'm good, Pat. You got quite a lineup with Denny and Stacy and the King.
Oh, I know. It's like,
Yeah.
it's you get so many, stars in their own right. They're fighting for airtime.
Right.
I mean, it's like cats and dogs over here.
I apologize to Terry for elbowing her in the ribs.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So that I could plug my show.
I'm younger than you. I can take it.
So what's going on at B Window? I mean, George, we are in a hot spell. I mean, where's our beautiful fall weather?
We are in a hot spell, but it won't be long. It'll be turning cold, and we've got a tremendous promotion going with our Infinity by Marvin product that we sell and install. Infinity by Marvin is one of the only national manufacturers that has a lifetime warranty on their product, and we have a lifetime warranty on all of our installations as well. And it's
George, is that what I have in my house? Is that what you put in my house?
No, we started that after we put it in your job, Pat. I'm sorry.
Well, mine are. What are mine? Because they're like top notch.
Here we go.
There's something better than
yours are Infinity by Marvin, and you have the lifetime warranty on the material. But we started the installation lifetime warranty after yours. But we'll consider that, and we'll make sure we take care of you as well.
Whoa.
Well, you know what? I think they were installed so well, I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem coming.
Beep, beep.
Yeah,
he's backing up, George. Beep.
The nice thing about the Marvin product is if you have stain on the inside of your home where the woodwork and everything is stained, we can stain the windows to be able to match. We have our own stain shop to be able to stain everything, the trim and windows, so that we can match exactly what you have. And one of the things happening now, Pat, we're seeing a lot of is people that are wanting to make their home as they get older and retired, want to make their home maintenance free and energy efficient. And we're doing a lot of jobs where we're doing both the windows and the siding to be able to make the house maintenance free. That's a very big thing right now that we have going. And one of the things too that is really a nice thing, a lot of people think when they replace their windows that they have to replace all of them. They don't. We can do a partial job under what we call our master plan, and we can guarantee the discount for 1 full year, and you can do a few at a time if that's what fits into your budget. And it's awesome product, and as you know from having it in your own house, it performs very well. And from an energy standpoint, it cuts down on your energy bills, both summer as well as winter. And to help people with that, we've got a tremendous promotion of 18 months, no payments, no interest, and that's no down payment as well. And so if you have a larger job that you're looking at doing, that 18 months can really help you to be able to fit it in your budget.
Well, there you go. George, thanks for spending a little time with us. We're bwindow.com. What phone would you like them to call? The 800?
The best number to call is 800-233-0169, and you'll get one of our one of our shareholders, Pat, because now our company is all totally employee owned. And so the person answering the phone is actually a shareholder of the company.
There you go. George, thanks for spending a little time with us. Again, you can get the 18 months and just set up an appointment. You're not getting out your credit card, but check out B Window and the great local business practices they have. And again, they're B employees. They're not subcontractors. BWindow.com.
That's Faber's B Window. Trust me.
Hey, good morning. Welcome. Pat Sullivan. We got Denny Smith is here.
Hey, boss.
Star of the program. Terry Stacy, Hall of Fame broadcaster. We have Allison Lemons. We have Stu. We have Roe from the promotions team.
Best catering
Hammer.
ever. She's a caterer,
I know she is.
She's a good caterer.
I bet she does some chicken salad.
She can do anything.
I know she does.
She can make a hot dog scream like a ham sandwich, man.
Really?
Oh, yeah, she's good.
I didn't know that. So we're moving around mics because we're at 49th and Penn. We're here, if you joined us earlier, celebrating next week the Meridian Kessler Neighborhood Association home tour. And turns out that we put some of our people in the sun. So right now, Dave Wilson, who's with us, is right now roasting.
That's okay. I love radio so much, I don't really mind sitting here like a hot dog on a grill.
Yeah.
So,
we did get a fan, though. We did get a fan for him.
Oh, that's good, Dave. Are you hydrating with Diet Coke? That's.
I'm hydrating, with health. I'm staying healthy.
Yeah, Diet Coke.
Pat, now that I'm leaping into the retail world, it's kind of changed my eyes, how I see things. Of course,
sure.
I walk into the Sullivan Hardware here at 49th and Penn, and here's what I notice right away. People there to help you.
Yep.
Can I help you, sir?
Help you.
I'd much rather say, "Oh, I'm okay," than I would, 5 minutes later, go, "Help! Help! I'm tangled up in a water hose."
Yeah.
And you can't find anybody. But that is one of the key things of all the Sullivan Hardware stores, wherever they are, and that you got people there to answer questions.
It's a culture, Dave. It's the culture.
Now, we're opening a Santa store, a Santa's Pit Stop Christmas store.
A year-round Christmas store.
Year-round Christmas store. And we've already got some guidelines in place.
Okay.
If Santa, a.k.a. myself, is eating a Christmas cookie, don't bother me.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. When you walk in, don't be asking Santa if he's munching on a cookie.
Okay.
Leave him alone. Okay?
Right.
And we got my sister, Elf Carol, will be working there.
Oh, great.
She's a lovely young woman, and my sister Susie will be helping too. And they're lovely people, but they get irritable. So if you see a scowl on an elf's face,
that's your sister.
Those are my sister.
That's because she's your accountant and she knows how you keep track of stuff.
How the desperate things are. But, just bypass them, buy an ornament, go through self-checkout, and leave.
Self-checkout?
Self-check. I don't know if we'll have that or not. Probably not. Yeah.
No.
Wow.
But I've noticed all that kind of thing. And so we're looking forward to doing
you know what?
Store.
And here's the thing, Dave, retailers, it's kind of a club. And we like to keep it on the down low a little bit.
To come to meetings now?
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. You find out it's easy. Retail is easy. I mean, you just sit there, people bring in their money, they grab stuff, you take their money.
Let me tell you some stories, Pat, real quick. So me, Mr. Genius, I'm filing for our LLC and our paperwork with the federal government and our paperwork with the state. Okay, I'm doing all that work. And initially, we were looking at another space on Main Street.
Right.
So initially, all my paperwork to the federal government, to the state, and everything listed that old address.
Okay.
And then that landlord, we didn't see eye to eye on some things. So we flipped now to where we're going to be at 1515 North Main Street.
Sure.
So I had to go back in and change all the federal paperwork, all the state paperwork, all that kind of stuff. So I'm still working with this company to get our LLC. And so we get all that paperwork back, and we get all that. And so Mrs. Claus and I, Becky, we go to the bank to open our bank account, business bank account. And
David, it's business
bank account.
Yeah.
And because we've been doing some business, and she stops and she goes, "Well, I tried to find you before you guys came in on the Secretary of State's website, and we couldn't find you." Well, it's a government deal, Are you surprised by that, really?
No.
And so she gets to looking at our paperwork and that, and she goes, "Now, is the name of your business Santa's Pit Hop, Christmas Shop and Gifts, or Santa's Pit Stop? I said, well, it's Pit Stop. She goes, well, here on the LLC and all this paperwork that you filed, it says Santa's Pit Hop.
Oh, my gosh.
I had replaced a T with an H.
Oh,
They had. You
it's
had.
easy to
No,
do.
I did.
Did you?
I gave it all. It's all
Easy to do, Dave.
Yeah.
Blame it on somebody, Dave. Blame it on Pat.
The lady goes, okay, I'll do all the paperwork I can, and you got to go back and change it. So I go back and I at home and I'm switching and then they're asking me, okay, now your LLC, is it going to have a CEO? Is it going to be manager? Well, I don't know.
Right.
And so I pick, all right, I'm going to make Becky the CFO, okay, or CEO.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. And then she comes back, the bank lady, and she says, you can't do that because you put down it was going to be managed by managers. So you got to have a general manager and a member. So I had to go back in.
It's for a bank account?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So she's correcting all these
I might
mistakes.
get a different bank.
Mine. So I switched her.
It's the legal side of the LLC.
To general manager, and now I'm just a member, which is fine. I don't care about that. So we go back in to get everything all dialed in and sign the paperwork, get our checks, get our checking account number so we can start moving stuff. And she goes, oh, by the way, your business cards, the zip code's wrong.
Oh, Dave.
That's another thing I did. And so then,
Dave, you're not instilling confidence
I know,
in
I'm
the
not.
buying public.
So then yesterday we have a meeting with this guy who's going to really help us. I mean, he's going to help with marketing and help him with the T-shirts and a lot of different things. And Big Joe's there. Big Joe's hooking me up. I mean, Big Joe's doing printing. And at one point he goes, who's doing your business cards? And Becky goes, Bonehead over here. And he goes, what the hell I do, business? I go, well, Joe, I didn't want to bother you with some little deal like business cards. He goes, oh my God. He goes, that's what I do. He goes, hey, Dave, I need a comedian. You don't know where I might find one, do you? And looking around, I'm sitting there going, So yeah, it's easy.
It's easy.
Yeah. Oh
It
my
is.
goodness. Falling off a log.
I know. But listen, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Once you're part of the club,
Right.
don't
talk about that.
it. Yeah.
Just talk about
how
going-
easy it is.
Just talk about going to the bank and putting money in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're going to need a wheelbarrow.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I'll buy one from Sullivan.
Yeah, that's right. No, you should get it online. We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC. We are getting ready for the Meridian Kessler home tour that starts next Friday. There's 2 homes for an evening tour. That ought to be delightful. And then there's 5 more homes over the next couple days. But we're at 49th and Penn, right in the heart of it. And Dave the King Wilson's here, Rose here, Chris is here in promotions. We got Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons, Stu's on the board, and the very famous Pat Sullivan.
Dave,
Right.
where are you
On
headed
stage,
tonight?
it's on stage live cabaret tonight down in Greenwood. 2 shows, 7 and 9 o'clock. Mike Armstrong and I. Tickets available at the door. Come on down. A lot of fun. 7 and 9 o'clock.
What kind of snacks they have there?
I don't know. My first time there.
Cheese crackers?
I'm sure they got something.
Yeah. Might take some cheese crackers with you.
Okay. Oh, well, they're healthy. They're good and good for you.
Yeah. All right. Mike joins us on the program. It's probably something you can answer.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Mike.
Michael?
Mike unfortunately passed away
Oh, stop it.
Waiting.
while
Actually,
waiting.
he fell off the 3rd floor. He fell
was,
off the roof.
Maybe he's just taking a little rest.
He was one of the leftovers from last. Remember, again, that always reminds us of the guy that fell asleep.
Oh, I still have that
Hi, Mike.
recording.
Yeah, hey, are you there?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Where were you?
Were you
Okay.
sleeping?
No, I don't know what happened there. At any rate, yeah, the internet let me down. I've been searching for answers on a couple of trees, and these are mature trees. I've got arborvitaes that run down one side of my property line, and they're 8-10 feet tall, and one of them, just one half of one of them in this line is dying, but just this one half. And
Is it the half
so,
that faces the street or one that faces the house?
Unfortunately, it faces the house, where I see it all the time. Right out the kitchen window. But yeah, it's concerning. I mean, if it was a newer tree, I would assume I'm having a water issue or something with it. But it's only one half of this 8-foot, 10-foot tree, and across the driveway in front of the house, I have a Japanese maple tree that's suffering from something at the same time, and a couple of the limbs are looking a little bit in danger. And I wondered if it might be, some sort of insect situation.
The Japanese maple is in full depression because of the arborvitae. But
So the arbs, it's, you know what? That's not unusual at all, believe it or not. Arbs are shallow rooted, and you'll see, and Crum used to always go, he goes, yeah, you'll see 10 of them in a line and one's dead. Everybody asks me what happened. It's like, I don't know. They're shallow rooted. More than likely it was a, how do you water them? Do you have a sprinkler system or?
No. Just as a matter of fact, that area has gotten very little water for an extended period of time, just natural, rain, and the rest are healthy as can be.
Right.
And the other half it still is. Would you think it's
so?
Just,
if you don't,
I've lost it and cut that one off.
Okay, so what I would do, one, is I would make sure you water those a ton going into this winter, or you're going to have more, because it doesn't matter how, if they're new or old, arbs they can turn on you. You think, they're your friend. But I would also get some fertilizer on those. If you haven't fertilized, you generally would fertilize in the spring and then half rate in the fall. But I mean, the drought's pretty severe, and arbs being shallow rooted, like I said, I mean, it could simply be, the root doesn't have access to deeper moisture. Maybe there's some gravel there or something like that. You never know with an arb.
What they say is just because they're green doesn't mean they're not thirsty. You're right, Pat. Think of all the freeze damage we get because they don't have enough water.
Yeah, fertilize and water that sucker, because they're going to be hurting next year. So then as far as
give it a second chance,
I would say give it a second chance. Yeah.
Okay.
I would cut the dead part off and let it hopefully fill out a little bit. The Japanese maple, same thing. They're not, even in our garden center, they're just not looking good. They're going to drop their leaves early, more than likely. Do the scratch test, put your thumbnail in it and pull it back. And if there's green under it, it's fine. It'll be fine in 2025.
Very good.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thanks.
You bet. Bye.
Yeah, I think
that's so maddening. You've got 10 of them and one of them looks bad.
Yeah.
So your alternative, Dave, is to cut out every other one.
Right. So it looks normal.
So it looks normal. Yeah. So somebody's alive and he's going down.
We were talking about being in business or weird things happening and all that. We talked about Wilbur Shaw earlier. This, of course, goes back to the 500. Really, Wilbur Shaw should have won every race from 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and 41. He won in 37, 39, and 40. At 41, he's going for 3 in a row, 4-time winner. Nobody had ever done that. That morning, there was a fire in the garage area, and they used water, of course, to put the fire out. Well, it just so happened one of the wheels in Wilbur Shaw's team, they couldn't balance. It was out of whack. It wouldn't want. So in chalk, they wrote on the side, "Do not use balance."
Oh.
So it was sitting in the garage. Well, the water splashing all around rinses the chalk off. So last pit stop, they throw that wheel on his car. He is handily winning his 3rd in a row. First 4-time winner, Wilbur Shaw, last Indiana-born driver to win the 500, and that wheel starts shaking and breaks, and he crashes. So just from the water of them putting out the fire and erasing unbalanced, do not use, it cost him his 4th Indy 500.
My gosh.
Steve joins us on the program. Steve, we got 1 minute for you.
Okay, hey, I have a suggestion for Denny on In the Weeds for a future episode, because it's highly popular but unsponsored. There's all types of new weather warnings.
No, it's sponsored. Wait a minute. This is sponsored.
Hold on. Go ahead, Steve.
All types of new winter weather warnings. They're getting rid of wind chill advisories and just calling it now extreme cold weather warnings. And it would be great to hear Denny talk about those. And finally, just want to say, Scott in the grill department is great. He's got me all set up to go to Eggtoberfest. And for those that haven't bought a green egg, go and see Scott in the grill department. He'll tell you why that's the best grilling device in the world.
There you go. Thank you, Steve. Thanks for holding on. So they're going to get rid of, that's kind of interesting, getting rid of wind chills, extreme weather. Yeah, you look into that. Hour number 3 is coming up, 93 WIBC.
Some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools. Power tools. Power tools. Yeah, you just
93
plug
WIBC's on the road at 49th and Penn at the Sullivan Hardware's Family Store. You get a chance, you can come over, but we are right square in the middle of Meridian Kessler, and there's going to be twilight tours next week starting on Friday the 27th. And then there's the rest of the show that is going to be taking place over the next couple days. So Meridian Kessler has all these beautiful old homes. Allison, you know, we grew up in old homes, but we never thought anybody would fix them all up. These people know how to fix them up.
Right. Yeah, I lived in a house. We had a house in Franklin. Terry was in there at the corner of King and Main in Franklin. And it was built in 1906 is when they finished it. And I had people stop by. I'd be out in the front yard working, and people would stop by and tell me stories about the house. Because all these different people that owned it. At one point, a doctor owned it and actually had his office in there. Guy come in and said, I had my tonsils taken out in your front room.
Oh, my gosh. That's so cool.
It is cool.
Another guy came by and he says, my grandfather helped build this house. And he goes, he said, my grandfather told me they dug the basement as deep as they could and still get the horse out. Because you would use a horse to drag a digger behind it. And at one point, it got so deep they couldn't get the horse to go up a ramp. So they dug the basement.
So
as
what
deep
happened
as they
to the
could.
horse?
They got him out. They didn't dig it deeper. They dug it deep enough.
Do you know that for a fact?
Yes, they did.
There's not a horse bones down there.
Terry, Dave, my apologies. Terry goes into this investigative reporter thing. She calls you a liar without calling you a liar. I know. She's bad.
No,
it's easy for you all just to spout out information.
But it was so nice. But I mean, it never ends. You find something that needs fixed. Never.
And it becomes more expensive. The older your home, the more expensive the things are that need to fix the house.
And you can't match the trim, Terry and Allison. You just can't match everything because it's 100 years old.
Yeah,
but that's why these places like on 96th Street where they have all these old antiques where you can go and fill things in.
There was an IndyCar driver named Mark Taylor, and he only drove in the IRL 1 year. He was from England. And that was right around the time we had purchased that house down in Franklin. And we were at a race somewhere, and I was bemoaning the fact that we had just bought a house that was over 100 years old.
Money
and it needed this and
it's
it needed that.
It's a beautiful, though, Dave, Victorian home.
And had these big white columns.
Oh,
in front
my
of it.
gosh.
And he looked at me and he goes, how old is it, mate? And I said, a little over 100 years. He goes, I live in a house in England that's 600 years old.
Wow.
So we think it's old, but really
that's
old
a little bit
by
of
other standards in other parts of the world.
Yeah, I tell you what, we need to tell you that we're brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms, fire, and wet basements, they are your people. 844-FIX-INDY, and I tell you what, I bet they work on some 100-year-old homes.
I bet they do. I mean, and the plumbing, oh my gosh, special. There was economy plumbing on college that we would go to on occasion because they had a lot of stuff. And even they didn't have stuff for these older houses.
Williams Tech has them, but there are especially websites now that you can go to. One of them, I think, is called Frost Plumbing, and they've got things, Dave, that go back to the original. But I have a quiz for you, and ladies, you can jump in. What was the first fixture? What was the first plumbing fixture to come into the home?
Well, I know. Well, probably the toilet.
I bet it was the. Was it a sink or a space?
It was the kitchen sink because it was on an outside window and they could put the pump just inside and build it. And then Mama could have a pitcher pump.
Like
right
Little
there.
House on the Prairie.
Okay, now what was the second plumbing fixture to come into the world?
A bidet.
No. I love you, Allison.
Wow.
No?
Not a bidet.
No?
What would it have been? Not the toilet.
I'm not giving you any signals.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
The
what else
bathtub, ladies.
The bathtub. With running water?
I'm not sure about that, but the tub came in because that's how we discovered that certain types of traps would allow stink to come in. The reason we have a trap on a plumbing fixture is to keep the stink out.
Yeah. Now,
but and speaking of stink, can you bring him up for us? I'd like to talk to JMV because if there's anybody that knows anything about antique plumbing, it's JMV. Hey, John, how are you?
Outdoor plumbing, outhouses.
Outdoor
That's
plumbing.
Greene County right there. I think. Did you know that 75% of the homes in Greene County still have outhouses?
That doesn't surprise me. I grew up in Brown County.
Is that true?
In the 50s and 60s, we had.
I was going to say, that's a little high.
I'll say this, though. I'll say this. If a man can't go in his backyard and urinate, we don't live in America.
Oh, don't say that,
That
John.
is the way. That's. Am I right, JMV?
Dave, I spent 3 months during the summer. I never urinate inside my home. I
Attaboy.
always
See,
urinate
that's
out
American
the
right
yard.
there. That's Americana. Yeah.
And his
There's
grass
no
has never
doubt.
looked better.
And I'll write
And
my
just
name in the
and just
wintertime
because you
before
have
it
an
gets
outhouse
cold.
doesn't mean everybody else does.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yes,
the
hey, by the
bathtub,
way-
they would fill the, real quick, John, they would fill the bathtub. Dad would get to bathe first, then mom, then the kids, and then, believe it or not, if there was a special dog or cat that needed it, but the kids always came last. That's why they throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Well, the White House of the Confederacy in Richmond, Virginia, had one of the first indoor toilets. It was on the second floor, and when you went to the bathroom, it just went down the pipe and out into the street.
Oh,
that happens in Italy all the time. All right,
Oh,
back to
that
John.
definitely happens in Greene County. We had
Yeah.
neighbors that would do the laundry, and it just had a pipe from basically the back of the laundry machine that ran out to the creek.
It got sudsy. You get to see the suds in the creek.
Exactly.
There you
Yes, just right out to the creek. And it, I think it was that way until, the person that lived in that particular home died. So yeah, it's just a way that it was all those years. But hey, the bathtub, Denny, you bring up a good point. I was watching Blazing Saddles, and they utilize
That's my man.
with Harvey Korman in that, which is just an awesome scene when he's looking for Froggy. Taggart is looking for Froggy.
Yeah.
Where's my Froggy?
Yeah.
Taggart.
Right. That is classic cinema.
Oh, it's literally one of the best.
Right.
And you cannot make that movie today.
Zero way. There's no way they would make it like they did back in 1974.
No.
I think, and he's still with us, and I know he may be near 100 years old. Dave could probably tell us. But Mel Brooks is at the top of the list of all-time greats as far as comedic writing, just the comedic in general, cinema, all of it. Everything he's done is great.
JMV, who was the guy in that movie? He was a lineman, a defensive lineman for the Lions. He grew up in Gary, Indiana.
Alex Karras.
Alex Karras. Beautiful. Yes, he was great in that film, too.
Karras
Didn't he
was
one that
Mongo.
socked the horse? Mongo?
Yeah.
Didn't he knock out the horse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Loved it.
And then Alex Karras,
Great
Ted
movie.
Karras, obviously has been, a longtime coach around here with Marion, same family. And then Teddy Karras is offensive lineman with the Bengals. They used to be an offensive lineman with the Patriots as well. So that name is synonymous not only with with Blazing Saddles, but with Central Indiana right here too. Ted and Teddy are two salt of the earth types of dudes right there. Great people.
Yeah. Yes. Alex Karras, what a great guy. And of course, how does a bean company, Bush's Beans or somebody, not use the campfire scene in that film?
That'd be a great Super Bowl commercial.
That would be. That really would be.
He does have Peyton. The Bushes have Peyton Manning.
Is excuse me while I whip this out? Maybe the
Cleave on.
Yeah. You run a little. All right, John, tell us about our Colts tomorrow.
Well, if they don't win, it's going to be problematic. There'll probably be 50% Bears fans in that place. But yeah, you just don't make the postseason if you start out 0-3. I mean, the numbers are stacked against you if you start out 0-2, but you go 0-3 and you're basically done. And the thing of it is they really haven't been good in any area. I mean, Jonathan Taylor last week, and then he got benched by his coach. Shane Steichen had the worst coaching game he's ever had here in his over a year now in Green Bay last week. And, Jonathan Taylor was good in that game, obviously. Alec Pierce has been good for the first two, but you just can't find really anybody else, both individually and collectively, that have done anything except just tremendously disappoint so far. I didn't think it was going to be a glorious year. I picked them to win 8, but they don't look like a squad right now that's capable of looking 8. And it's funny, too, because they're one-score games. I mean, they're only losing by 1 score, but it still doesn't seem like – even last week with Green Bay, it didn't seem like that the outcome was that up in the air. It just seem like that they're so far away. So, yeah, if you're going to put something together and have a little bit of something, I think tomorrow's a good day to do that against the Chicago Bears. And today is a good day to go to Miss M's down in Bargersville, their fall open house. I'm on my way right now, everybody. I'm going over there.
Really? Very nice. Now, JMV, I read where Belichick was lambasting the defense, that it's a plain, simple defense. They don't change it year to year and game to game. They make no adjustments. Would you concur with that?
Yeah, well, Rick Venturi has been saying that for years, for the past couple of years. And you can tell those two talk, because basically what Belichick said is exactly what Rick has been saying around here for the better part of 2 years. It is very vanilla, very bland. And listen, I don't act like I know exactly what they're doing from play to play, but obviously people that do know say that it's bland, it's vanilla. But on the other hand, they have guys, Dave, that aren't making plays individually that we touted as these big-time playmakers. And believe me, they all got raises when you think about it. A guy like Zaire Franklin's been awful through 2 games, got a significant raise. Chris Ballard brought back absolutely everybody and, paid everybody. The only free agency they had was backup quarterback this past year and backup defensive lineman in Raekwon Davis. So this is all on them. So as much as we put on Bradley, and I think rightly so, Gus Bradley, the defensive coordinator, I think you need to put it on these players too, because we have been sold a bill of goods, especially defensively up front in these first 2 weeks, and it's been a joke.
John, now listen, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I am an award-winning defensive coordinator for the 5th and 6th St. Pius Panthers. Thank you. And what I used to do is, on occasion, you throw it at them. I rush 11.
Humble brag.
Yeah, just rush 11.
Right.
Send them all.
Well,
Send them all.
You would just scream from the sideline, kitchen sink.
That's right.
Kitchen sink.
That's right. So I don't want to tell the Colts what to do, but
their secondary was so inexperienced that I think you're staying vanilla to try to protect them. We thought we were going to go all in and do nothing but talking about and criticizing the secondary defensively, but we haven't even gotten around to them because the front of that defense has been so awful. So you do. I guess you become aggressive. And you leave these guys on an island that can't guard anybody. Now, I don't know. It's funny. Like, the Bears haven't been a team that's been able to rush the football. Their offensive line has been really bad so far. But you don't want to see a Caleb Williams coming out party at Lucas Oil Stadium. And I tell you, the other thing to look up that I found funny yesterday is all the backup quarterbacks that have beaten the Colts in the past couple of years. I mean, you look at Malik Willis last week. You go back to Jake Browning of the Bengals a year ago, Taylor Heineke of a year ago. I think down in Atlanta with Heineke. There were like 4 or 5 backup quarterbacks that basically routinely beat the Colts for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So, it'd be a really good time, guys, for them to turn that around. And I'll start the conversation tomorrow morning on the Fan at 9 a.m. about that very thing.
All right. So, John, one other thing from my coaching days, and I don't think, obviously, it's not going to work for the Colts, but the way we used to time the kids in the 40, find out how fast they are. And they're 5th and 6th graders, right? So then I realized what we did was we just looked for mustaches, the start of a mustache. And if you got 2 or 3
it's a sign of maturity
entering puberty, you're going to have a good year.
Right.
Other than that, you're going to. And so I don't know how that would equate to the Colts, but it might be something to look at.
Our greatest 6th grade athletes, honestly, were like held back in grades.
Right.
Like I had a couple of guys that were just so athletically inclined when I was in 6th grade, but they should have been in like 9th grade. So there was a reason behind that. But yes, you look for the little mustache pube going on there. That's it start time to shave. That's normally the guys you lean on athletically.
You're going to have a good year.
Yeah.
How do they keep Pat off NFL Today?
I don't know. That's
a
great breakdown right there. Just watch for the guys that go through puberty first.
Yeah.
And that's right. You know what's funny about that? They're ultimately going to be the shortest guys. They never grow again. They go through.
I know.
Sprout early.
Yeah. That is
a lot of times they're smokers.
There you go. See you, John. John, tonight on B105.7, it's the JMV Takeover 6 until midnight? That was a question.
Saturday
Right.
night should be a good time. B105.7. It's good to talk with everybody, too. And Dave, man, good to talk with you, buddy. Good to hear you on the radio.
Good to talk with you, JMV. Thanks very much.
All right, guys, we'll see you. We're coming right back, 93 WIBC. Dave, do you have a show coming up?
Hey, I do tonight, by the way, at On Stage Live in Greenwood, Indiana. It's
Never
on
heard
Main
of that.
Street. Oh, it's a beautiful venue.
How long has it been there?
A couple of years, just a handful of years. And they do plays and things like that, but they're having stand-up comedy tonight. Mike Armstrong and I, a show at 7 and a show at 9 o'clock. You can get tickets at the door. It's in the little shopping center in the corner, back in the corner just west of Emerson on Main Street. And not far from where One-Liners used to be. It's east of where One-Liners used to be.
You guys want me open for you?
If you will, come on down, Pat. Yeah, I know you got some wacky bits and stories about the retail business. But yeah, come down and see Mike Armstrong tonight. 2 big shows, 7 and 9 o'clock, On Stage Live Cabaret.
You know what? It's always good to laugh. It's good for you.
Yeah, it is.
So those guys do a great job. All right. Let's take some calls. We have Debbie joining us on the program. Hi, Debbie.
Well, hello. I have a couple of questions. So we've lived in our house for 43 years, and one other time we had roots in our little sewer. We're on city. We're in Claremont, but haven't had it for years, and all of a sudden this week the toilet started gurgling, the shower backing up, and that's what it was. My question is, so Chapman came out and roto-rooted it out. Is there something I should be doing for maintenance to keep those roots down?
I'll give you the good news and the bad news. The bad news is that they're not going to go away, and eventually you'll have to replace the sewer. In the meantime, you can use a powder-type copper sulfate solution. Mix it up in a quart jar and a glass. And last thing, every night for the next month, so that'd be 31 days in a row or 30 days in a row, you pour it down the toilet and then let it set in there. You want as much root contact as possible. But the filio
You
of
flush
those
the toilet?
Yeah, you flush the toilet.
Well, you didn't say that. You said
well,
let it sit
she's
there.
smart enough to know it. And if you get up in the middle of the night and you got to pee, it's okay. Just flush it. But the idea is to get as much contact of the copper sulfate on those roots. But, you know, it's been so dry that the trees are going deeper and deeper.
Looking for moisture.
Looking for moisture. So it's, and the bad thing is.
In all
is
the
that
wrong places.
Once they get in there, the knives are not strong enough to cut out the bigger and bigger roots. So you probably got 2 to 3 years. But copper sulfate, Pat, is that a standard item in powder?
Yeah, and the key is not to get the marble size, to get what you mentioned, that the powder, the granular
powder
is what you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Copper
What's the second
sulfate
question?
powder.
Right.
Okay. The other question was, so I have had a yard service come in and spray in my yard this year. They're a company that uses a machine. They drive around. I have had a huge, I know you guys always tell me you can't kill a Rosa Sharon, but I think they killed it because all of a sudden it was dead. And my guy that came to cut it down said it was dead, and it was beautiful before that.
Well, it's not a Rosa Sharon.
Are you? I don't know.
It just can't be.
They survive, you know, Vesuvius. You know, you can't kill them.
We've lived here 40-some years, and all of a sudden it's dead. So he took it down. And then also one of my beautiful hydrangeas up in front that I got from Allisonville, the one right in front where he would drive by, it's dying. Is that possible that he could have killed my stuff?
Well, I mean, you can compact the soil, and that's not good for your lawn. It's not good for really anything. But to really stretch and say that killed it, probably not. Have you been? I mean, it's been a really dry summer. Have you been keeping on the water?
Yeah, we have been keeping on the water. Okay, I just wanted to blame them.
Well, you know what? Hey, listen, this show is all about our listener, and I definitely think it was their fault.
Oh yeah,
okay,
yeah, Dave. When you,
I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah. Yeah, I would if I were you. I know he's not in private practice, but he'd help call Greg Garrison, and I would get a lawsuit filed
there
immediately.
You go. There you go.
If he can convict Tyson,
I think I'll just go buy another hydrangea.
All right. Remember, when you plant it, green
so
side
much.
up.
Okay. Thanks, and thanks for the.
All right. Thanks, Debbie.
Did you really insult her and tell her green side up?
That's the planting instructions.
He gives that to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
every time I come on the Sullivan's Express and I'm wearing the red suit, he says, "Okay, Dave, ho, ho, ho. Practice. Say it after me, ho." And I gotta. He warms me up.
Yeah. Well, sometimes because
I got to go back to fundamentals
because you don't want to drag the last O too much. It's like a kind of a sharp, you know.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There you go. See, Dave's got it.
Yeah.
Dave's got it. Yeah. No, actually, what I do, Denny, is customers tend to go over when they have an issue with a business. They go over in their mind how it's going to happen.
Right.
They say, "I'm going to go in there and I'm going to say this, and then they're going to say this, and I'm going to say this." And so when somebody brings a plant back, I always look at them and go, "Did you plant it with the green side up?" And then they realize that it's like, I'm not an enemy, and we're going to take care of them and stuff. So that's kind of where that comes from, Dave.
Right.
So you know what? And you'll need that when you have people bringing back broken ornaments.
Broken ornaments.
Yeah.
Because we're no Costco. We're not taking back every darn thing. We're not taking back Christmas teas January 1st.
And here, let me tell you about your Christmas store.
Yeah.
Something that I've done for years in my business that has been very beneficial is when certain things come back, then I will always say Lowe's handles that warranty on those.
Good idea.
Yeah.
They didn't think that was funny last time.
I know.
Yeah.
Take it to any Lowe's store, and they'll handle it.
They'll replace it or fix it.
Yeah. So it's good. All right.
Write that down.
Do we have time for another call, Jimmy? Okay. Kim joins us on the program.
Pat, that's just being mean.
What happened? Well, Kim, can you?
What's being mean?
Hi, Kim.
I can hear you.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm just taking notes. Green side up.
Yeah. Green side up. That's right. That's right.
Okay, I'm good. I just love your show. Terry and Allison, your craft corner is great. Danny in the Woods is wonderful. Pat, you're crazy, but that's okay. And it's so good to hear Dave's voice. I've missed it.
Yay. Thank you a million times.
Yes, thank you, Kim.
Hey, we own a store at Circle Center Mall. It's called Circle City Souvenirs, and we also wholesale Indianapolis and Indiana items. And I wanted to tell Dave that we have lots of ornaments that we could happily wholesale to him if he wants some for his store.
Maybe you should wholesale some of those to me. Am I too close to you?
No, you can. We'll wholesale them to you, whatever you want.
All right.
I will even go
look at them.
I will have Mrs. Claus reach out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
sounds
Kim,
good. We would love to see you. Yeah.
One last thing here, Kim. I want you to agree. Hopefully, you'll agree with me. And I'm telling Dave how easy retail is, and it's just like that. He'll need a wheelbarrow for the cash, right?
Oh, absolutely. It just pours in.
Oh my gosh, it's so easy. But keep it on the down low. We don't need a bunch of people in retail.
No. Yeah. No, don't. Don't keep this one off the air. Don't let anybody hear it.
We'll cut. We'll cut it out in editing. All right.
Okay,
Thanks,
good.
Kim.
That'd be good. Okay, great. Thanks a bunch, guys.
See you later. All right. I want to see what those are. All right. We're coming right back. 93 WIBC. Hey, good morning. Welcome. Next weekend is the Meridian Kessler Neighborhoods Home Tour, and it gets kicked off on Friday night. 2 homes. And that's a separate ticket. That's $100. It includes food, drink. You get to go through 2 different homes. So that's a lot of fun. And then on Saturday and Sunday, there's 6 more homes that are open. And you go to any of the homes, you get your little passport, and you can do it over 2 days if you'd like, eat in a nice local restaurant. So if you just go to their website, Terry, again, their website.
Homes. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the website is mkna.org.
That's really good. Can you buy your tickets there, Terry?
Yeah, you can get your tickets there.
Sure.
You can get your tickets right on that front page. It'll just tell you.
Okay.
Allison.
They do ask when you're going to the homes, keep your hands in your pockets so they know you're not stealing anything.
Yeah.
Who would steal?
That's right. Who would? Well, you get your hands in your pockets, you can't.
Anytime that I go to a home tour, I actually leave something. Like
you're like a crow.
I'll come in with sometimes it can be like a knick-knack. Sometimes I'll bring a lamp in.
And you'll just put it there.
And I'll just put it in,
You know
plug
what's
it in.
super fun? If you have a picture of your own family.
That's a great
and you
idea.
leave that maybe somewhere, like in the bedroom.
That's a great idea.
I like to leave a little dog hair.
Little dog. Okay, great.
Little dog hair in the corner.
These are all good ideas.
Oh yeah.
Some people.
Do any of you guys drive a Jeep? Have you heard the thing about the ducks, that people leave ducks on Jeeps if they think your Jeep is cool?
No,
Have you
I
heard
don't know
that?
anything about that.
Like a dead duck?
No, like a little plastic, like a rubber duck.
Oh, not like a Haitian refugee.
Allison, have you heard about that?
Duck.
I mean, no, Pat.
No. Well,
that
some people,
inappropriate?
back to the
A lot of
pictures.
jokes there, and I'm just
Sorry.
You just
Little
leave it
early,
alone.
Pat. Little early.
Keep moving forward.
Your ability for discretion today has been compromised. I think it's because your knee is sore.
I don't feel very good.
You don't, obviously.
So I think I'm lashing out at illegal immigrants.
And poor Gavin back in
killing
studio.
ducks and killing ducks and throwing them on Jeeps.
No, little plastic ducks like rubber duckies. If you think somebody's Jeep is cool, you leave it like on their wheel or you leave it on the hood. And then if you'll see Jeeps, they might have a whole bunch of ducks across their dashboard. That means that other people have left them ducks and they're complimenting them on their Jeep.
But if they don't see it, then the duck goes down the sewer.
Microphone. I'll tell you what we do down to Mars Hill. If somebody got a car that we really enjoy, we leave our Amster soda can on the hood.
Really?
That's a nice car. That primer paint ready for the finishing coat. That looks so nice, and you can hardly see the rust. So
Really?
I leave my Coke bottle cap.
Just a
or
Coke
whatever.
bottle?
Just
Oh,
a Coke
cap.
or a cap or whatever, or something like that. You get the 32 ounce at the convenience store. The one that's the big drink. It's got an undertow. It's so big, it's got an undertow.
Oh, sure.
You empty it out. You leave it on the hood of the car. That's how we tell people we like their vehicle.
Wow. Is this over at Mars Hill?
Mars Hill, down there in Mars Hill. Although I don't live there now. I live up here in the Meridian Keister area here.
The Meridian Keister, yeah.
Yeah, we live up here. We moved we stole a train car and moved it up here and all.
So you're not on the home tour next week?
No, we missed it. We missed it somehow. But next year, you look for Myrna and I, and we'll have everything all dialed in. It'll be really pretty.
Yeah.
Although it is very hard to hang pictures.
Yeah.
And it's really loud in there when it rains.
Oh, boy.
But,
Hey,
yeah.
Turk, I heard Indiana won another.
let me tell you right now, I'm mad as
won
I
an
could be.
award.
I'm so mad I could spit. Let me tell you what, right now, this MSN whatever deal had the list of the 10 ugliest states, and Indiana come in third. Now, let me tell you what this moron. And
Do
I
we
said
still
it-
get
that's-
do we still get a trophy?
No, we don't get nothing. Although it says we're on the podium, and I hate that. I hate that in IndyCar. There's either a winner, and then everybody else lost.
Oh.
And so we lost. We didn't win. And I'll tell you what, I knew we were in trouble because I got a letter from that Hogshead guy telling me that my family needed to stay indoors because he thinks we're ugly.
Oh.
And that might have contributed. Although this moron, I say moron with 2 O's.
What was his name?
Moron. I don't know. That moron did it. Getty Images must be it because that's what the name is at the deal there.
No,
they got a picture.
That's the picture.
Pictures.
Describing Indiana, they got a picture of an old dilapidated hearse abandoned in a field. That's what the picture they got for Indiana. Here's what this person wrote. Onto the podium. Hate that word, podium. And number 3 is the state of Indiana. Get this part right now. This here's going to make you spit out the window. The home of NASCAR.
No.
NASCAR?
The home of NASCAR.
So no, the IndyCar's not even mentioned.
Not even mentioned. The home of NASCAR.
No.
Wow.
This person knows nothing.
Well, corn.
And corn.
Terry Lynn, what you got to say about that?
I'm going to say that we're losing a lot of corn because of
right.
the farm fields are going away. So
People-
we're not just about corn anymore.
People ain't smart like me and making a home out of a train car. They're building houses.
That's
and
right.
Stuff. Yeah, that's what we don't do.
But
Anyway.
if this makes you feel bad, Turk, tell them who number 1 was.
Well, okay, let me get over here. Number 4 was Maryland. Number 3 was us, okay. Now, number 2 was Delaware.
Delaware.
And the number 1 ugliest state, Rhode Island.
It's unbelievable. We stay in Rhode Island. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Newport, Rhode Island.
Yeah. This
The
is just a
mansions.
mean story.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And at number 1 and taking home the much unwanted prize here is the Ocean State, Rhode Island. Despite its views of the Atlantic, all the other metrics used to determine unattractiveness combined to tell us that Rhode Island is the ugliest state around. It seems a little harsh to pick on the country's smallest state, but there you go. And apparently the same person that says picture Getty Images that wrote this thing. Apparently Getty Images.
No, I'll explain Getty
I
to you
don't
later.
get it, but I'm going after that
All right,
Getty
we got to go. We're coming right back, 93 WIBC. Joining us on the program, who's been waiting on since last Saturday, is Elaine. Hi, Elaine.
Hey.
What's
How's
up?
everybody? I have a plant growing in my yard. It's very, very low growing. It has a tiny leaf, but it's very invasive. It's literally taking over the yard, and I have a really large yard.
Describe the leaf. Does it look like a little scallop about the size of your thumbnail?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
There's,
That's
you know,
ground ivy, Pat.
it's pardon me.
Yeah, so that is ground ivy, which they also call
Creeping Charlie.
Creeping Charlie. And the good news is September is the best time of year to kill weeds. So what you can do, what I would highly recommend is when we get a little bit of rain next week, start spraying that with a product that has carfinazone in it. And I would recommend a product called Weed Free Zone or Speed Zone. One of those two, they're pretty much the same formula. And then spray those. And you have to, I would spray them, late September, then again in mid-October. And if the weather stays nice, I might even put down an application in early November. Then I'd soak them in gasoline. I'd set them on fire.
No. Dear one. Carfinazone, anything with the word zone in it is good.
Yep.
All right, Speed Zone. Pat, don't do that to that poor woman.
That's true. But that should, you've got the right time. If you would have called in the spring, we would have told you to wait till the fall, and then you wouldn't have liked that.
Okay. So spray it like heavy or just a light application?
Get after it. Put it in a sprayer. I wouldn't put it in a hose sprayer.
I would spray it kind of like if you were throwing a beer at your loved one. Kind of that kind of, that kind of wet.
Get him a little wet.
Yep. All right. Elaine, thank you very much. We're kind of running out of time here.
You just cut her off.
I did not cut her off, but we have news to get to, and we got Dave's got a show tonight.
On stage live cabaret tonight in Greenwood, Indiana, beautiful on Main Street, just west of Emerson, and it's Mike Armstrong and I. A show at 7, a show at 9. Tickets available at the door. Come on down.
How many times do you think Mike Armstrong shot somebody when he was a cop?
I don't think any. I think he shot. No, I think he did because
I think he did shoot somebody. Yeah. He said he used to always try to shoot somebody in October. So he'd be home for Christmas.
See you boys first of the year.
All right, hour number 4 is coming up. Our number 239-9393.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools, power tools.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. My name is Pat. This is my friend Denny.
Hey, Pat.
Dave Wilson is joining us. Hall of Fame broadcaster Terry Stacy. Favorite personality on the radio station, Allison Lemons.
Not even close to true, but thank you.
You're the only one that people don't hate. So that makes you, the most popular.
Rare commodity.
Yep. Next weekend is the Meridian Kessler Home Tour, and that gets underway Friday night with a very special event where you can tour 2 homes, and then you roll out into the street and have a little food and some beer and wine, and you meet the neighbors. And then on Saturday, there are 6 additional homes on the tour, and you just go to any of those homes, and you can find the locations of those homes by going to
MKNA, so Meridian Kessler Neighborhood Association.org.
And you just go to one, you buy your little passport, and then you can do it over 2 days, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I kind of like splitting up in the weekend too. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. So, and again, along with the ticket, it would be nice if you bring like a hostess gift.
Oh, that would be kind of nice, like a little house plan or something. Candle,
a little something like that.
Right.
I also wanted to mention too today the St. George Middle Eastern Festival. We talked to
in Fishers,
Riyadh last weekend, and because we thought the festival was last weekend, but it's really this weekend. It's happening right now.
Yeah, I think I knew that. I didn't. I thought maybe you guys didn't catch on to that last week.
Oh, well, it's okay. Either way, we haven't missed it. It's today, St. George Middle Eastern Festival. We also have The home and
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to mention the Circle City Irish Fest is today.
Oh, yeah.
Holy Rosary. This is day number 2 for them, and it is a fantastic
Wait a minute.
event.
Holy Rosary.
I mean, wait a minute.
no,
Holy, which one is it?
I don't know,
Holy,
but if it's
what's for
Holy
the Italian
Rosary,
Fest?
they're double dipping with the Italians and the
yeah,
Irish.
it's the same place because you can park at Lily's. Yeah,
Man.
and it's huge.
Leave it to
Really
the Catholics
huge.
to double dip on
Right.
acting like they're all about the Italians, and now
Severino's-
we're all about the
Wasn't that where Tom Severino's service took place?
yeah, Monsignor Shadle.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to call Monsignor Shadle at
Get it handled.
he was up at WIBC smoking cigars, and I said, "Hey, I need you to do a funeral."
Yeah.
Okay, I digress.
Allison, where are we going to be next week? Aren't we going to be up north?
Pause that thought. So also today, I want to let people know that the Suburban Indie Home and Outdoor Living Show.
Oh, that's at Grand Park.
Grand Park. We were
That
there
is
for
a-
the spring marketplace, and it was really cool. And
That is a
Hammer
great
and Nigel
show.
were out there for fall. So
That is
that's
just
this
a
weekend.
wonderful show. That place is packed, and it's like takes up 45% of that
Oh, yeah.
great big pavilion area. It's
And
a
then
big deal.
Anybody in Morgan County area, the Hunter's Honey Farm is having their big honey harvest festival going on right now, and I think that's till 4. So there's a lot going on. I just want to let listeners know.
And Terry Lynn, and on the 29th, I'll be coming to your hometown again.
Oh, to
Yes.
Henry?
Coming out there to the Greenfield Central High School. I'll be doing a comedy show. It's Hee Haws for Paws.
Oh.
And on the 29th at 3:30 in the afternoon, it's at the high school. And my opening acts will be 2 high school students that
that's
are in
cool.
the comedy
That's cool.
That's so
classes.
fun.
Yeah.
That's really cool. When you get there, you report back to me. There
Okay.
is a giant cougar,
All right.
not a real one.
All right.
Giant
You know what?
cougar, and I want you to look at it and tell me where that came from.
High school administration does not like cougars hanging around the kids.
The kids.
This is
So-
like a cougar,
Oh.
like an animal cougar.
Oh, never mind.
So look at it, Dave,
I
and
will.
tell me where that came from. It came from somewhere here in the city, in Indianapolis. This cougar
All right.
that you'll see.
All right.
There you go. Hey, Terry. Guess who's on the line for you?
I don't know.
It's the Get Lost lady.
Okay.
Sarah, how are you?
Oh my gosh, Terry?
Yeah, this is Terry and Pat and Denny and Dave and Allison and Lou. Everybody's here. Ro, Chris. We're all here waiting for you to talk to us.
Everyone, and I was waiting for you about 4 miles away, so I said, I'm just going to keep going. I got to keep going to Dunreath. Well, guess what happened?
Oh, you're going to
Guess what-
Dunreath. What happened? You stopped in Knightstown and you got a flat tire.
No, Terry, don't be a bad omen. But yes, I did stop in Nicetown, and the fall festival is going on in Nicetown, Terry.
Is it Jubilee Days?
No,
is it?
It's just a fall festival.
Let me ask you. Okay, are there rides? Are there rides?
No rides that I can see.
Okay.
I just got here, and I talked to a wonderful man named Tom who has a little booth set up here. He makes things out of repurposed. He gave me some of his art, and he invited me to come to, I believe, Greenfield is having something that he makes ham and beans, and he showed me this little vintage camper that he wants me to stay in. And
Oh, he might be a stalker. Be careful.
Tom, I don't know.
Well, so far you've said this man and a camper.
And inviting me.
Inviting me.
And ham and beans,
Yeah,
I heard.
ham and beans. I heard that as well.
That'll lure
Thought I heard
you
a banjo.
Right.
Wow,
So we just want
Yeah.
you to be cautious.
It's
Yeah.
not at all. It's not at all. I mean, I can give you. It's called the Birdhouse. And,
yeah.
Chirp,
the
chirp.
the Heritage Room. There's nothing bad going on in the Heritage Room. Come on, you guys.
My gosh. Well, you know what? Be sure to get a BLT from the Birch Tree and an ice cream from the Frosty Boy, and you've had a full day in Knightstown.
Yeah.
Make sure to see
You
the
know
Hoosier
what?
Gym.
But wait a minute, I'm not. See, the thing is, I'm lost in Nicetown. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm on my way to Dunreath.
You should have stayed right on 40. What is wrong with you?
Well, I'm
Stay right on 40. Just keep going.
You gotta get lost, Terry. You know that.
Oh, yeah. You're the get
That's
lost
the
lady.
routine.
Yeah, that's the routine.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great place to get lost. One of the most beautiful places in all the land. Hoosier Hysteria right there with Sarah and what was his name? Tom.
Tom, the stalker.
Yeah.
He's
Okay,
amazing.
well,
so
have
thank
a
you
great
for the
time. Be
great-
safe.
Thank you for the great weather you guys have given me today. It's all for
All right.
you.
Only meet him in public places.
Oh, and one last thing, Pat Sullivan. Thank you for
Yes.
a great ladies' night event.
Oh.
Yeah, that was fun. So thank you.
Well, good. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yep. Everyone needs to go to ladies' night at Sullivan's Hardware. Okay. Have a good day, guys. Make it a great
You
weekend.
too.
Get lost. Get lost.
See you, Terry.
Bye.
Get lost,
No,
lady.
I'm here.
Sarah.
I'm here. She's
Sarah.
there.
I don't like what's going on. We
Well,
we got cougars at the high school. Now we have
She's being risky.
we got
Risky
the
behavior.
we got the get lost lady hopping in a camper with some guy named Tom.
Yeah. Wish her the best.
Yeah, might be it.
She knows better.
She might be
That's
on
what I can tell you.
2020, 48 hours, one
Might
of
be.
those. Yep. Fulton joins us on the program. Hey, Fulton.
Hello, how are you guys?
Are you napping, Fulton? Did we put you to sleep?
Taking a nap.
Yeah, shoot. How's things going?
Pretty good. I'm gonna be working on my new Christmas song coming up soon.
Is it an original?
Yep, it's gonna be an original.
Wow. Is it going to? Do you have any like thoughts? I mean, what's your motivation? What's your inspiration for the song?
It's like something like something exciting, something
Okay.
like happening, like
All right.
Are you going to play it on your ukulele?
something like that. Yeah, and then I'll probably
Oh,
record it up
great.
in the studio. So.
Well, the ukulele is a little bit easier to carry. If you try to do it on your keyboard, you're not going to be able to move around on the stage. So
Yeah.
the ukulele is probably the way to go.
Or a tuba.
Well, Pat, could you put him in an elf costume and stick him somewhere on the Sullivan Express route, and just they come
Just so he could
around, and
just,
there
like,
he is singing the
he'd
song.
be playing, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we're a long way from that. He's got to write the song.
he's got to write
first.
the song.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're going to write about? Have you got a theme for it, Colton?
Fulton, actually.
Fulton.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Thank
brother.
you, Fulton. I was going to correct him.
He was going to correct me too.
You're fine.
No, he's
not
not.
yet. I will.
Is it going to be a
try
love
think of
song? Is it going to be a ballad?
It's a Christmas song.
Christmas song.
Hopefully, hopefully I can think of a theme and let you know by then. It's
All
gonna
right.
be a
What's your
work in
favorite
progress.
Christmas song?
So, Sultan, what's your favorite
Oh.
Christmas song?
Oh my goodness gracious. Hey, did you know?
Bolton, you got to have a favorite Christmas song.
I have one. Oh.
Pat, did you cut him off?
No.
Oh.
You still there, Fulton?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Now we got you back. All right. Hey, we're up against our clock. So, do you have a? Well, I tell you what. Why don't when we check in with you next week, maybe you'll have a little more information, what you're thinking, how it's going along, where you're going to perform it, all those type of things. We'd love to know. Yeah. There you go. All right. All right, Fulton.
Thanks, Fulton.
All right.
Have a good week.
239-9393. We're coming right back with more of your calls as we continue on from Sullivan Hardware and Garden at 49th and Penn, reminding you that next weekend is the Meridian Kessler neighborhood tour. That is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Coming right back, 93 WIBC. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Everyone say hi to Allison. Hi, Allison.
Hello. I love this song.
This is our favorite. It's the 21st of September.
I know. There you go. All right. We have Southside Tom is on.
Hey.
This is for you, Allison.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Hi, Allison.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, Tom. How's it going? All right. See you later.
Tom, you still there?
I'm glad Allison stopped in and say hi to me. That was very nice of her.
Yeah.
Anyway, you reflected something I said when I heard on WIBC yesterday about the Irish Fest being at St. Pat's. And I agree with you. They just had the Italian Fest a few weeks ago. But let's keep something in mind. As a South Sider, St. Patrick's has more or less gone to the Hispanic population now. And the Archdiocese in their infinite wisdom will name it St. Jorge because I don't know of a St. George church that we have here in town. So you're going to have to talk to Monsignor Shado about that. And by the way, ask Monsignor Shado about his old career as Joe Shado on WIFN in Franklin.
I
used to
know.
listen to him. Yeah, and he doesn't. I don't think he wants to talk about it. He may call and scream at me and you for saying it. So.
No, he's talked about his radio career in the past, and really that it was so bad that he decided to become a priest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being that close to the radio business will bring you closer to the Lord.
It really does.
It brings you closer to the Lord.
Yeah. Makes you really question everything.
95.9. He was the big rock star then. So, but thanks for bringing that up, and I'm sure that nothing parties like Hibernians except for maybe Chittard people. So,
oh boy! Whoa! Here we go. The Roncalli people are here.
Hey, they honored a person the other night, Roncalli, that graduated from Chittard, and it was tough for them to honor them because of that connection. So
you just had to talk slow to him, Tommy.
Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Tom.
And he's wondering where the St. George Church is. St. George Orthodox Christian Church in Fishers.
Who was?
116th.
Tom?
Tom, yeah. He
said
he
was talking about the Irish Fest and the Italian
but then he said he'd never heard of a St. George church.
Well, if
I just wanted to clarify. And then the Irish Fest is at Holy Rosary.
We didn't say anything about St. Pat's, did we?
No, I think he got a little confused. But there's a lot going on today. So
there is St. George Sturgiopolis.
Oh.
Yeah, if you ever go to the Giorgio's Pizza, they're off of Market.
So good.
That's St. George.
They have the best lunch combo, I'm just going to say. For like less than $10, you get a big piece of pizza, 2 breadsticks, and a drink.
It's a Big George. And they got the new place, Mary Olive Oil, or gosh darn it.
Popeye and Olive Oil.
Popeye and Olive Oil. They're on Mass Ave. He's going to kill me. Anyway.
Just look for the word olive.
Yeah, it's a very nice place.
Yeah. So
I'm getting hungry.
You know what? He needs to... The boy keeps opening new places.
They got a Mama Corolla's in that garage deal, the Coca garage deal, and then and then they still got the Greek Islands down on South Meridian.
Yeah,
His sister runs that.
He needs to lay down to the feeling passes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's take.
Is Zach up yet?
Yeah. Let's take Zach. Wait.
I just wanted to mention really quick where we'll be next weekend.
Okay, good.
We're going to be at Atlanta, Indiana. We've never been invited, so this is our first time, so everyone's going to have to be well behaved.
My guess is first and last.
And it's for their New Earth Festival, so it's a giant farmer's market, essentially, and we're going to be there and try not to embarrass the station.
I'm going to wear my best muumuu.
Perfect. Denny's going to wear some bell-bottoms.
Tell me what the
bell-bottoms and beads.
It's called New Earth Festival.
What is that?
I think it's just the
peace
food trucks.
And love and
it's on Main Street in Atlanta.
Organic foods.
Indiana.
I mean, do you know?
Boutique. I'm reading. It's just like a standard like
a street fair.
Yeah, street fair. Thank you. Yes.
We're gonna roll some fatties, smoke some pot.
Fresh canned goods, baked items from local farmers, greenhouses. Are gonna bring some stuff. Yeah, jewelry, clothing. Stop me anytime.
You know, Turk's great grandfather.
Yeah.
Heard back in 1864 that Lincoln wanted to capture Atlanta. So he marched with some of the boys from Mars Hill up to Atlanta, Indiana, not knowing.
Oh, there's Atlanta.
And they surrounded.
You know, it's funny. That's a true story. Atlanta. Lincoln did want to take Atlanta.
Yeah.
But
it turns out it was Atlanta, Georgia. And he already had.
So that's how you guys ended up?
Yeah. And it turns out William Tecumseh Sherman already had, Atlanta surrounded, but then Turk's great-great-great-grandfather had Atlanta, Indiana.
Okay.
Surrounded,
easy mistake.
And was surprised because there was very little Confederate resistance.
I mean, it happens. Absolutely.
Sherman
that happens at Brazil, Indiana, too.
Yeah.
General Sherman had short man's disease. And he was very vindictive. He didn't need to burn down Atlanta. That was just meanness.
Well, most of that was done by the Confederates leaving, trying to burn stuff.
Was it really?
Yeah, that they didn't want the Federals to get.
So the Irish weren't involved?
Nope.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Zach from the Michaelis Corporation joins us on the program. Hi, Zach.
Hey, I guess it's afternoon. First off,
it is afternoon.
I am from Atlanta, Indiana, and the New Earth Festival is huge. I've been going to it all my life.
Great. Tell us what it's about. I don't think nothing against Allison, but I don't think that description was all that good.
No, I wasn't prepared for it, so I was trying to read it as we went.
hammer on the nail. She did a great job. It is basically essentially like a big farmer's market. There's a lot of vendors there, a lot of goods being sold, a lot of good food. My grandmother still lives there on Main Street, is the Atlanta Music Hall. So if you go up there, stop in at the Atlanta Music Hall and give her a shout. They play like bluegrass, jazz music there every Monday and Saturday.
Why don't you come up? Why don't you come up and be there with us?
Yeah, why don't you, Zach?
I would love to. See, this is what I'm like a vampire. I need to get invited. I can't just show up to things like that. I have to actually get invited to it. So I would.
You don't understand radio.
Yeah, just bring cupcakes. You can do the whole show.
Yeah.
I'll buy you cinnamon rolls. There are famous cinnamon rolls up there that are delicious.
All right, so we should expect a pretty good sized crowd, right?
Yeah.
The website says 80,000 to 100,000 people come to this thing.
My
that
grandmother owns like a couple acres of land downtown Atlanta, and I used to park cars there all weekend, and I would make a killing parking cars.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Listen to you, Zach. You're the regular historian of Northern Hamilton.
I am glad. Yeah, we were going to walk into something we weren't prepared for.
You guys are going to have a blast, and I'm going to be there now, and I'm expecting to talk to somebody. I'm hoping to get on the radio again.
You don't have to hope.
Yeah, now
the whole third hour is yours.
Yeah, dude, it's like.
Speaking of blasts, have you guys ever? Yeah, speaking of blasts, have the folks at Michaelis ever restored a bombed out building or anything?
I don't think so. Not to my knowledge. What I was going to say about the whole they were burning down Atlanta before they left is that if you ever do have a fire, let's just call Michaelis. I just wanted to throw that in there for
perfect.
Good idea.
Love it.
Good idea.
Zach, you're a natural. You are a natural, son. Oh, that's hilarious.
I appreciate that. I'm taking your call from the Indiana Suburban Road Show today, or Home Show today. I'm just a what's that called, a designated hitter. I'm just took the bat and I'm swinging here.
That's right. Well, we appreciate it. Looks good crowd up there. It should be. I mean, not exactly a day you want to be outside.
No, it's popping in here. I love it. I love seeing new faces. I love talking. Love promoting Michaelis to people that don't know who we are, what we've done. A lot of people have came by and said, we listened to this one guy's radio station on the weekend, some garden show or something, and we've heard you there. And I'm like, well, so
that's probably Jared
you guys
Baker.
are a little more famous than you think, I think.
Yeah. Zach, we will see you next week at the New Earth Festival. Earth.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
I will see you there.
It's one of the planets, third rock from the sun.
I'm going to wear just a bathrobe.
There you go.
All right.
Hey, that'll fit in.
They're going to dedicate the.
All right, that sounds great. Yeah. All right, Zach from the Michaelis Corporation, 844-FIX-INDY, water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons, and Dave Wilson's been hanging out with us. And
Thanks for having me.
Dave, Ray is on the phone for you.
Hi, Ray.
Hello, Ray.
Yes. Doing okay?
Yeah, we got you. What's up?
Okay. I used to live in Wisconsin. Watertown, Wisconsin is about halfway between Milwaukee and Madison. And there's a house there. It's called the Octagon House. It was built late 1800, early 1800s. And it's a 3-story, what it used to be is a hotel or roadhouse for the stage stop. And it's out of Watertown Plank Road, which they had plank roads that ran from Milwaukee to all the way to Madison. But at the time, they had hot and cold running water in their this Octagon House, as they had storage tanks and the attic that was heated. One was heated with the chimney that ran from the basement all the way to the roof, where they did the cooking and stuff. And the other one was also reserved for cold water. So at that time, they had hot and cold running water.
Wow!
And it's a 3-story building. If you just Google Octagon House in Watertown, Wisconsin, it's a magnificent building that they've restored. It's really beautiful. It's got porches that go wrap all the way around all the floors. And also located there is the first kindergarten.
What was that?
Yeah,
The first kindergarten.
I think we lost him.
Oh, okay.
We lost him there.
Wow.
Dave, I didn't think you handled that call very well.
Well, I wasn't right sure where to pop in on that. I played in all over Wisconsin.
This was your choices. I wanted to include you in the show.
Right.
You're here, right?
I appreciate it, yeah.
Yeah, so here were my choices.
Okay.
Creeping Charlie,
right.
Earthfest, Charles the Genius, and Ray with Old House Comments. So
House Comments. And I didn't hold up my end of the
No,
phone.
you really didn't.
Well, I can tell you right now, I'll be at Onstage Live Cabaret tonight for 2 big shows, 7 and 9 with Mike Armstrong.
Is it going to be an old house?
No. It's a beautiful little place in a strip mall place, a corner.
Strippers?
No, strip mall.
Oh.
But it's a beautiful little strip deal, and it's a great venue. Onstage Live Cabaret tonight, 2 big shows. Mike Armstrong and I can tell you that.
So what are the show times?
7 and 9 o'clock.
9's kind of late.
Yeah. Well, not everybody. Some of the kids will be out late at night, and you can get tickets at the door.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You get many rowdies at your shows lately?
Not usually.
Any drunkards or anything?
Not usually. Oh, yeah, you get that on occasion.
Yeah.
I was in South Carolina once, and a guy threw a cup of ice at me.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I hammered him. Yeah, I was hammering him before they wouldn't shut up, so I was making fun of him.
Oh.
He got mad. Next thing I know, a whole bunch of ice comes, which you can't see when you're looking in the ice, in the lights.
Right.
And they threw them out.
Hmm.
And then I hung around and made sure they were plenty gone before I left. It's South Carolina.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, speaking of Creeping Charlie, we have Don joining us. Hi, Don.
Hello. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I sprayed, as you recommended, a product with Zone in the name 2 weeks ago, and it's not been as effective as I had hoped. My neighbor and I both sprayed our yards. We're going to do it again here in another couple of days, and I may consider Pat's recommendation of gasoline and fire after that.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Is your lawn, do you have an irrigation system?
No.
So
no.
The problem, the way that the weeds, I mean, this is right now a terrible time to spray weeds because it's so dry. So the weed has to be actively growing. So what I'm hoping is we start to get some rain tomorrow and then for the next couple days. And if we could get some rain and get everything growing again, that's when you want to hit them.
And you might want to look up another chemical called triclopyr. It's a registered treatment, and you really have to follow the rules and regs as far as the instructions, because that's the law. But I think triclopyr...
And you're a big law-abiding citizen when it comes to weed killer, I know.
Well, you get to the maximum level of pistivity. You want to kill everything, but the gas and oil is not going to work, so... but really, usually the Zone works, Pat, if you do it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and on that one, I would not follow any regulations. I just go,
blast away.
Go,
have the family doing a picnic and you just spray around them.
Just go hit it with whatever. Mix it at any strength that you want.
Pat Sullivan, you're going to get a shot here.
No,
triclopyr. Yeah, follow the rules. Yeah.
How
anyway,
soon after spraying can I plant grass seed?
You know what? I would say it's normally about 7 to 10 days. So
you're out of the grass.
Time.
You're out of the grass planting season anyway. I mean, it won't get established, will it, Pat?
I don't think so. I mean, you can. I agree. I think I would spend this fall getting rid of the weeds, and then remember the old palm of your hand. If it's smaller than the palm of your hand, it should fill itself back in. So make sure you fertilize. Matter of fact, you might even fertilize before you spray to get everything.
Get them juiced up, yeah.
So
get them juiced up, and
as soon as we get some rain, get some fertilizer on it, and then when everything's green and growing, hit it with the weed killer, and then 2 to 3 weeks later, hit it with the weed killer again.
Okay.
Good.
Well, thank you very much.
You can go down to the Crane Proving Grounds and pick up some napalm. Man, that stuff is just ground ivy. I got ground ivy around my house.
my wife and I are big fans of Mr. Sullivan and your business there on Keystone. If I tell her that Pat Sullivan recommended gasoline, I may be able to get away with it. So
yeah, let's forget that Mr. Sullivan said that.
That's Patrick Gerard
That was
Sullivan.
a little jokey that Dave Wilson did.
Yeah.
And he would be responsible for
Pat,
that.
your attorney's on the phone.
Yeah. Do we cheat him in how?
Yeah, that's right.
Coming right back with more 93 WIBC. In one of the longest shows in recent memory, baking in the sun at 49th and Penn. But now we've come to the final segment, the speed round, where we take your questions quick, and give you even a quicker answer. But you're going to tell us about your plans for Thanksgiving. And that's okay. The speed round is brought to you by
Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Great pricing on Lazy Boy, Indiana-made Smith Brothers Furniture, mattresses made in Indiana, and maintenance-free outdoor delivery, or maintenance-free outdoor furniture. Free delivery up to 75 miles, thompsonfurniture.net.
Hey, Hammer.
Hey, new booth announcer.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you, Johnny. All right. Here we go. First, we have Scott, and he has to comment about Earthfest. Hey, Scott.
Hello. My question is, what's the hours on the new Earth Festival?
The Earth Festival is open from 9 o'clock goes till 3 a.m. Is that right?
No, it goes into the you get 9 o'clock. He doesn't know what he's saying. He's delusional. He's been taking pain
medication. It probably
medication.
goes till dusk because they don't want to use electricity and no lights.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah.
So I would just get there at 9 and then stay until someone tells you to leave.
Right. Just tell him you know Zach.
Yep.
All right. Yep, that'll work. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. I feel like 411. Ken joins us on the program. Hi,
Most
Ken.
people won't get that joke.
I know.
Hi, this is Tim, and I've got Vining Morning Glory or something. I don't know what you call it exactly. In my raised bed, it took it over, and it's terrible. And it's about 25-foot square raised bed. Do I nuke it maybe next spring, or what's the best time?
The best time to nuke it would be now. And then, because the movement in the plant is down towards the root in the fall, so you get better, you just get more efficient use of your herbicide. So I would do that, and then if there's still a little left of, I would put a little preen on there even during the fall season to prevent anything else from coming back up.
Okay, it looks sort of dying, but I guess it's still obviously active down below. So
it's a trick.
All right,
it's a trick, and it's going to fool you, but don't take it. Blast away.
Yep.
Isn't it funny how some weeds they sort of fake it, and you think, good, it's dying.
Charles the Genius, you have 1 minute.
Yeah, I tried to call earlier. I kept putting off. But God bless all of you and all your families. And go Fever, go Colts, and go Ben Davis, of course. I can't believe Terry, the world's greatest animal lover, had not brought up the subject of the panda dogs.
The panda dogs?
Panda dogs. She knows what you're talking about.
No, it's a great story.
Pardon?
It's a great story. It's a great story, Charles. It's a trick. They tried to trick us with panda dogs. They thought you tell it, Charles.
Right. Now they're claiming that they got the idea from. I told you a few weeks ago, when Spenguli showed that movie called The Killer Shrews, and for the monsters, rather than buy animated, they put Dalmatians and hairy suits.
We're gonna run out of time. Tell me about the panda dogs. What is the panda dogs?
Oh, Allison could punch it up. You have to see it. They're even getting sued.
It's a radio show. We're not.
It was a zoo. It's a zoo, and they tried to trick you and say that here comes the pandas, but they were actually dogs that were like pandas.
And they've got mascara
and they got
on
caught.
their eyes.
That sounds like something I would do in my business.
Yeah, except for Christmas stuff. China doesn't make anything. You can't believe it.
Right.
We love their Christmas stuff, right, Pat?
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Watch these sparkles.
There you go.
Little sparkles.
Tonight, on stage live cabaret down in Greenwood. Come see Mike Armstrong at 7 or 9 o'clock.
What's it cost to get in? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. But whatever it is, it's more than.
So you're just taking your cut. You really don't care about the little man.
I sneak in the back, and that's all.
So they might be charging $50.
They might.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
It'd be worth it.
Yeah, it would.
Tell Mike I said hello.
I will, Pat.
Denny, good night.
Sir, good night.
Terry, good night. Good night. Abdul's coming up next, 93 WIBC.